sign no intelligence report to be.
Yeah.
So what I say, ni na NPP for anye. So a day na me no be here interview ha no. Now I'm few 1 week na ya to aba me wana. I don't know the kai.
Yeah, I got to 1 week.
Me grew fear no panyin bi frame was Paul. Yeah, ya kwa be fa so be wi ni election ni so wunum ye nye. Ye be ma omo party no nya kwaje party aye.
NPP for na kasa
na kan. NPP panyin na kan sa asa na kire ni. Enu achi no enipa be ye 5. E twa kire me say e free sa abre iko no. On be make sure say na na do ne nkofo ni nyina be free system. Initial ni ehu sa ade na ne num se kufu abam no de. Sa ne ma na e dai esi because e so be kasa kire on. But
person was setting record first and foremost who catch for sa prediction no.
Yeah, because I feel a bit dimechi dodo na wogidie wo mu. So at to the sense we be dimechi to bet no. It feels but I was here as a nipa. Me no me feel the security, but my work politics more changing no na me timi. But when it comes to security there, I know there will be any say but any na your politics na be na ntimi Israel me fans me te chawom. Na fe nto omo so aya am ka say NDC no ahwan no. Munye NDC nseme me NDC me kan ho ne yete oti ase obi to create because we am appointment na say the me tena order da am appointment say me to ndi no dia ya munya asasem ne nka asem e beboa wo man
okay
me President Mahama me man congratulations on NDC fo nyina o my yard e tax ahead
that day na send me say NDC a winning in the NPP
who say am tap monokra na o mo nto abani nu echi na me federal officer ka kire say boss your projection now, yes, as Santa Radio, make me to more than 2 million. Emma, so in the idea, MPP for beating me. Because your projection, you know, so on Betwaba. You know, say the for no, or man young or for convince on Betwaba. But not knowing you say, I was happy when I was listening to you initially, say, okay, religion as them. I asked my back religion, net tribal issue. In fact, a count them about me lose election. I think 3 days the time, no. Asofo bi no ne ade hyase ese ne text messages e bi kura tu nkofo kokko nsolu mu se sebe bi fin se no na wase ye ho nkyerɛkyerɛ pa ehu hia se ye mpese kremoni be di yeso oti ase e ya de agana ye anhwe ne ye be ha ye daache enti no ema
messages na asofo ne start e se the account bi na ba me lose Christian
factors ne do so ba tenu na ema no call akiri first no na a Christopher no se ba omi ahyase no omadi nkobo aye adwuma tina omo wogidie wonu wo hwe ye data ye wa na Christopher no kra no e wo do e wo ba omiamu esen because me interview credit man no ampanyifo no bi kra mom ka kire me say when it comes to Islamization agenda there but Mahama mom ne kofa 2000 Arabic teachers from Egypt, Pakistan and I think Qatar ho baby buy. But Bawumia Mumso no Osisi Christo I saw down there. It all there were, you know, because Bawumia no one quite solid BB and sad the name what for time man. I saw for Binumo Eshiaye. How many years said I was making sure say Sebe Omo Pesekremoni be ebetra de Quran Habeswacha, which is very bad. Any class of Ghana a connoisseur.
What is that? Okay, that is the truth. That's the truth. I don't know about me. We know his own goes because Muslim areas is a man.
Yeah, maybe. So, Mamenka Christians need the enemy. If we are my field officer, Mama, did say no Ukrainian chrono, and no be a meeting. I could do a meeting.
Okay.
Ain't I don't know. I idea me fin say. We can see a so Ghana. Any paba. I think some no plan buy a man and Kufuado, Eka say, or a cremonity, or any power, I don't know, or motive, the last yeah, a idea near Costopa, so when the play, I am fins and idea was a yes, so Ghana. 2. Meminia cremoni, Namo minim say, and cremophone or Omoniama Bibli, men cremophone, no muji, and communina, do doana, chief man for no. That particular key informant approach, me share imam form and I'm link off for ye. But actually, no, unsenkremofona I am youth leaders be a mudu or chipa, or no far. Ukotamale no ha. Enti me field officer no mini bikasai. How much they say, but we this kaba and or the chief imam for no. Adam call for now almost was so many canon so I there money say almost chief in my phone a better about there or a day on to two see gay bill no say abana and science almost waba but never will me any president and you want to
do mistakes on and everybody knows that he was playing politics. Sign the thing and let's move on.
Two Mameti as say obi ahun say Bawumia ye trofo enkramofo so mpo obi o ye trofo wo ye kramoni na ye trofo de a no na kire say wo no wo nye kramoni pa ne e ka ho bi onkura ye de the AI generative enema bi e bi a hu say video me ba ba kire won time pa unfortunately NPP for intelligence who no matimi stop say so these are the things that are affected but of course factors no doors Ekufu ado ho ebufuo economy na asema na wo kan eno ka ho but eno no nyanya de a nke no nko abema Bawumia elusu
okay
NPP executive no kwa Ashanti regional problem kese wo ho na eno no sa party no asset in me kai pa me no be interview bi wa ha nti no president Kufuor frame me catch them say wa frame even though me NDC ni ba wanya ayi frame say ebia who follow me to say because me catch them party na wa Ashanti region no ebetimi aha nti obetimi dia oboboa omoa this is what I told President Kufuor now ebi so feel say party no untumi age aboso
that is true
what you say untumi age Ashanti region party na aboso na ne open no ye enti no I to say executive no kura wo ho no ensem de brefu ensem de bre Bawumia ye obi a send your kind or call sacrificial lamb or my any day. It is all sharing his speech now or the before a man speech. Who study his speech now? Yeah, who study speech now? Because time of consider who you be a what politics I see pa Sanka when you're good when can advice in you. I may advise time of consider me man consider. Because one track so I say. Oh, yeah, police are out in your mammy. Time of consider no, obey me a flare, only pana or winning. No, I can't chance a million. What do you and to me, Bob one of my day, make my bed that was so public into me, Bob one, not what can I crack. Now, Yabopo Abano, because I was say, who consider say, MPC no, be a guy will be crying, will be there 4 and will be there 10, will be a say, moment I will consider no. Yeah, insecurity, can be said, authority has no respect for a dying key.
Exactly.
It's a moment almost a key in the corner. One more year, one by your winning the allegiance, the new king. Police, if I was almost said, it be about NPP, the 5 vote to crown there, and this is only the year Bawa. One to mean country, because next line on the Duma Bessa and the East officer now, Ben. And the Bassana and this is for also person. In fact, me NDC ni a band say 2,000 vote to crown magic because my young yama who is in who into young candidate. Yeah, no, we see we young show. And when you say we do man at the line, NDC for us 13 will be our Kruma say, you need a better including military officers.
Yeah,
and today, oh, is no back say, a be MPP ni what the 5 votes na BT will MP to Bempene. Unyano. And to me, friends are more to Bawumia for no a year. Official attention, but attention on Sabre or consider not attention beyond shed than you, Mefin and Yama. Dinner wasn't or share on the party in so line Kakra. So I say, no, make sure say, a be a near many be a sure some watching Kakra. Kabia MPP for being a season Biakam. And you want 1 more to no for no. 1 more to no for you because politics in here and take do baby a ordinary papa no there and no argument. And to send American factors in the doors if we are the Cassie account.
Parliamentary because you also predict as MPP for being a parliamentary majority and also
if we are Yan to amount any payan or twaba, no better than what. Obia or politics as Obia a good researcher beyond me dear downstairs say Sabani a Toyanka Bawumia Bewini. Abano Obi Piana, our good researcher, and him say Sabano. And turn out to no call ya, 10 years you Kabawumia be winning election. No matter the sense, no, because Kobe winning election. But
the more issue is about turnout.
Turnout because no mubuofu. Ana sa sabe osomon sem no so ba mu. Osomon sem ni hye na bi fin say NC hwe. Eye adwuma papa. Enti turnout no ha wo mu. Omo anso edidija eka ho. NPP for na edidija. Unim say ebi wo ho no mokora na campaigns kakra adwuma omo so omo de ye no. Omo anfa anye. Omo afa. Enti no omo ankasa edidija. And a been so how things said after all my D8 my bread my deposition be. And you want found when you're sicker, and you're in account, but you shout to them.
For about it, but your document, I asked and remember why media manager document. No, I
think I document
okay, yes, you have me one. Okay. And you know, what share a factors in the Dawson. Factors in a Dawson part, Nyadia, but of course, election we
will look at first national executive. I have said it in my introduction. Say, party for no, if they know what is good for them, maybe national executive they must sack all of them because clearly from Kodia, from me, if I see Kodia as general secretary, when you compare those days now, Dambo Cherumia general secretary, now there's a big difference. Even Bakulo lose your friends, John Bodu. Last minute, we will not tolerate. You don't have a strategy, you will not tolerate what nonsense. What do you mean? And you see, if you look at the national executives now, Omunina new. With the exception of Nasara or free the last election, this election. But most of them could be new, Nanabi new, people like Samir Okumu.
Nanabi new. But I want to say one of them conform Penasemu party.
But he had a different role in 2016.
Yeah, I know youth, but no be national organizer. And you know, what when you know how much one come because I call for things on me how much one. What you say? O council among for all my platforms, so all more campaign platforms. We could with me casa member way in casa, member way in casa. Ning na ya bia na kutia. And you know, election in there. One more lose. Yeah, prediction I'm there and I feel it. Me apologize. You support base. One more follow me.
No. What? Hold on. I think you cannot just say it's a prediction in a field because every prediction, like I said, research is based on assumptions, right? Like I will literally be saying on this platform, assumption in was you hoping say the underlying trend historical will project itself. As in,
trend is part of a research.
Exactly.
Trend is part of research. We do trend analysis, and you cannot do away with trend analysis when you do political research.
On the basis of that assumption, if it doesn't turn out like that, of course, your conclusion will not also turn out right because you are basing it on some trend.
Research there, you base on so many. Trend analysis is part of research. Predictive analysis is
thing to do. They are forwarding and to apologize for a wrong prediction. I think it's a professional thing to do.
I don't think that
he shouldn't apologize.
So it's not to say, sir, your case will be a reasonable prediction. It's 100%. That is not.
Yeah, but you say, me apologize and say, medical case will be a family who acquired the to bet.
Oh, and that's all. No,
nipa who do man here. Sabi minyanya me. What you say? And your school higher train. Political way, no, your case politics, we don't want our students to predict when it comes to politics because. Enya dia ye encouraging ko for say ye predicting e nipa odanne otena obetimi ayeden asesa na adwen enu ntina you di o kan chama say ye to abane na I don't know certain American na mutia me say ye to ne na e bia say me field officer enamo no call Ashanti region no the Eastern region so ko hwe because ne hwe omo agi no ebo tu no ka tell say turn out in low. A better than say, on betting across the win. Say, Bay Grana, no my yard the answer on the court ran off. That is why I be and Miss No is saying this year. So, because we have projection, and I say, we didn't say ni pa 500 never. Never time now, calculating, I do half 500 no, a move 50 now, but automatically, what I say, ain't you know, silent here. Any pa family who are to bed to a boca, and you tell something, every crown and be brave, Puraka, who I mean, It's there was some year there, me apologize. Some me nyame aso for kra
Ed Mefo was saying and I allow for Boatin to apologize. He got the results wrong. But the same guy he was saying for Boatin is not NDC. But
I'm trying to
was special aid to President.
When as many NDC, my grandma can some tell. When as many NDC, no. There be who say if we are part of my town kakra and go for the breakers asem. Now, time I make say you know to say NDC ni bia ba be deny. Me say me na me ti NDC party we Italy. Me na me chapter secretary. Ye organizing me disca buy after months no me na me here sa there. Eniema amakom no. Come Facebook, omo hwa me pictures. 2016 me na no Dr. Kwabneje enam sa kopim tama. Ubahu me ne Kwabneje Mahama pictures me ne Mahama no nyina photo o Facebook.
I can testify that I started working with you when you were working with President Rollins, and you were the one who was coordinating media and they will Kofi Adam.
Meanwhile, that's almost how they say. I didn't know me cast about me aberin. Me try will say me here eduma enu na etu ameka. Na na ekufu ado ya say eboni ambeka but we am blasting on so many occasions when it comes to security in some way obeka me ka try say or your head of way but one tia say onye din. Eniama bebre ho amaka. Ana say me no data ne bae no e kire say ebi a say na bekwan sa na meka no. Anya first time me ka bi nie. Me NDC time nyina meka. Ebepim enne ochina data ba na ti say ya meka. Enya de ambeka say bi am here NDC ni baby amete no adwuma am ya yetu ameka no oti ase enu ti enya say me NDC ni ntimi meka oti ase
but your member about national executives whether NPP can survive after this loss, this Nguasia loss, and how NDC are buying in the next 4 years because expectation also are very high. But did you see more a real way coming? Did you see it coming?
Yeah. Sister Fiame that's it. My minchia Ghana phone na minchia enuma pepem for ne suhum for. I use one mischamu na. Sister Fiame, I remember Ghana for na baso. I think election. They be amicable say election. Regardless of the outcome, no, it will cement Ghana's democratic credentials. And I think I'm happy about the way Ghana for no democracy in the area too. Now, you policy the process. So they be who win you say we win, who lose so who say we lose. And you don't go and blame ECB or the baby on what the process somehow say go follow. Into the feel say that understanding has come, and it didn't come just today. We evolved, right? We went through different phases. It be court, and we be casting court view. Politicians nothing. So me feel say that's what I like about democracy. It takes time for things to evolve, for people to understand certain things, and we'll get there. I didn't do baby. Indeed, I really want to thank Ghana for, of course, media. Everybody knows I was friends from Baumia. I still believe in the, Baumia way of, how we have to govern the country. But there's an election. You can lose, you can win. You should have that mentality. Then I said, I'm saying, research. We all do research, and when this research are supported by sometimes assumptions, and when these assumptions don't hold, of course, the conclusions you made off of whatever assumption you made will not also hold. I know they are consistent on the based on whole trend analysis in all the years, our projection. And if that trend analysis didn't hold in this election, obviously the conclusion will not hold. In academia, if I look at your research, I can understand why it didn't hold because I know one key assumption failed you. What one the and I have knew all this while said MPP we're going to struggle in this election because your base no amambe to bana we should forget it. Now who base amambe to I don't know independent number 2 man. It doesn't make sense to me. If your base doesn't come to vote for you, why do you expect an independent to be the one that votes for your party?
They won't.
Makes you the ruling government.
They won't.
Clearly, the election results, it looks like it's spun out of the data when I look at the data that the base really didn't come out to vote. And Professor Donfest said that thing on this platform. Maybe Obi Amichiano, I want him to send me the research report. I'm interested in people like that who devote their time to
Meanwhile, Pastor don't pay and no one said go for dinner and he said it.
Oh, nothing we did so many.
55 years old. I want to mark NPP. They are the readiness. They will not vote NPP.
At the day they
don't listen to the content of assembly and line we used to say. I was here when he said it. Or catch say NPP for supporters. Say apatiba no monkotoa. They punish you more than NDC for. He made that statement here. Say NPP for if there's apathy within or no they'll punish you more than if in the NDC there was the same apathy. They don't punish them like that. And I mean, the result shows. It was a difficult election, Paul, but no two ways about that.
Yeah.
If they basically now you vote now in 2020, maybe 500, there's like 100, maybe 500, 100.
That's exact calculation.
On the assumption say you basically never bet one. But that difference doesn't really make mean anything anymore. And that was exactly what spanned out. I wasn't really surprised about the win because the Mekachi said, "Say uncle for number 2 this phone in number 2." So you can lose them.
Yeah.
And it's not surprising you lose every because uncle for number 20. And a baby traditional host, we only win by 2,000, 3,000 votes. Baby under 1,000 votes. Oh, they are mature.
Is number 2. Ashanti is the
good question. Good question. Sister Fia, there are two things. No Ukraine, Sister Fia. This particular cycle is a difficult cycle for all incumbent government across the world. I can give you an example. You can look at France, you can look at the UK, you can look at South Africa.
Serious. They say how much to president.
You can look at South Africa, you can look at the US. Because we're incumbent, some economic issues, they don't resolve in a short time. They take a very long time to resolve. Sometimes the macro can be good, but the trickling effect to the micro, the transmission mechanism, so sister, and yet 1 quarter, 2 quarters, sometimes it can take 3 years, 2 years for a policy to be realized and for you to begin to see the impact at the micro level. Until whenever there's economic destabilization and now some global events hit you harder, sister, a country like Ghana is vulnerable. Hey, you can, based on the science of how we know how economics work, Ghana cannot absorb itself from the effect of that shock. You will definitely feel the impact. And it's not surprising, sir. Most of our people felt the impact. The business community, the high cost of living, some people lost capital, lost money. And it's not easy. When you lose money, sister, it doesn't take 1 day to recover our losses. No.
Exactly.
It impacts people. And people who share DNA, now share history. We have had support from traditional these businessmen that were antagonized by the Rawlings era. Uncle for when one forming the cross of our party formation, and they have supported us all this while. It's like the economic issues nearby the way now. Kenoforiata kind of says, so we're not going to the IMF. People had hope. The business community were investing, and then all of a sudden you make a U-turn and you surprise them. People don't like surprises like that. Oh yes, after. Even though you mean well, we are running into a difficulty. It doesn't matter how you rationalize it, how you explain it, whatever good reason you have. If somebody loses the capital, say maybe I'll seek one or
exactly.
They are not going. They're not going to necessarily come. Okay, what do you mean? Okay. If somebody loses their capital, I see maybe I'll come on now. It's going to be hard to just tell them within the one cycle, say, oh, so in China, brand, it doesn't work like that. That's the psychology of human beings. They will have to grieve. They will have to find a way to express that. And I say, I'm not surprised about the way they grieve, the way they've expressed that. Some businessmen have come on this show program and have lamented. I've told them, say, yes, I can understand all the challenges. But we're hoping.
Okay, the process they see, Mr. Anoche Blacktown has a business community, 85% of the 20 about me, they are upset.
The assumption is maybe they are not many. What they are making on our class, and since I had 359, but I was putting all of them in there. But inflation and for business class, it affects average people, everybody across the country. Accra we feel the impact more, but in other places too, don't feel the impact. Inflation doesn't discriminate. It affects people across the board. And the cost of living, the issues nearby we did. It was a very difficult moment. And a big factor already. Already, as an incumbent, coming into an election like you already have challenges already. What compounding factors now? Then you see that there's a mountain of hell of things that you have to overcome. So they are not mature. And you know, I knew that it was tough. It was not going to be easy, but based on the calculation and the trend and the 10 out of projection, I knew we could cross that header. And based on the weight rate now about me put it in, the way people admire him, you know, I thought it would compensate for some of those. But of course, like I always say, you know, you make these assumptions and it doesn't turn out sometimes. I mean, to play out the way you.
And then I have to say, one customer party said that Patrick can say. Yeah, can wait in our program, but you people refuse to listen. You refuse to listen.
No, you can listen to something, but the question is, you cannot resolve it within the time frame now you want to resolve it. Okay. There are two things. Yet we understand what these concerns are, but the question is, it doesn't take 3 months, 2 months, 6 months to resolve. It takes time. It can take 2-3 years. And we are talking about campaign cycle. We are in a cycle of election, and the issues are not going to resolve within that election time. It's going to resolve beyond that election. There's a limit to what you can do. Until you cannot do much. The other thing I say, you don't come in and make sure before more. You just have to listen and calm down. And I mean, because why do you want to antagonize him? And that way you have to be very respectful to the people, because before when they are complaining, they know what they are talking about, and they understand COVID, but this is people and emotions and psychology. When people are angry, he's angry. It's all they are mature. Sister,
you agree, sir? Parliamentary seat. That's a number for say a safe seat. Maluzu, Dominic Kwabenya. How can you even lose Dominic Kwabenya? There's about 30,000 gap between NDC and people. Maluzu Dominic Kwabenya. That's how the body. I think that when people speak about saying Kwabenya, yes, they
live in that enclave. So it is also the NPP need the cross of the people that support us last year. Why will you be surprised that the outcome in your Dominic Kwabenya is surprising that they didn't go out and vote? Because that business more individual no more businesses do not other places. That's what I know about Dominic. Somebody can prove me wrong, but that's my understanding of that area. I know the setting, not the way, you know. And what in places beyond I am profound sanity will be now or we lost grounds. And Kumasi, that is one of the things. Kumasi for not one Dija, they don't know into that area. So BBC nearby, I think unfortunate. Like I say, we understand what the concerns are. It was a big challenge, it was a struggle. I mean, we knew we could bring it back, but it was going to take time. Timing just didn't favor us. And of course, like I've told you, we've seen the trend in South Africa, we've seen it in the US, we've seen it in other places. So there was evidence to tell us that any incumbent government going to an election in this cycle, it wasn't going to be easy. And so, Sister Fia, I think the supporters it's one election. You lose some, you win some. There will be another cycle to come, and we will regroup. We will. At this point, before everybody's complaining and blaming everybody.
Our party is strong.
Our party, the way I am, I'm very happy about the future when it comes to the NPP. The Sinto be now back. We know where the Sinto is. Mr. Muhammad Ajubrembra, Kufo was not stupid when he came to support us on the platform. He understands this issue better. Kufo understands this issue better. He wasn't stupid. He knew. He also knew that it was a tough election for us. But said, election, you cannot come and dampen people's spirit. You have to come and motivate them to try the fight before this. And that was the reason why he was there. It wasn't that before in him and some question. Onim. So
Onim Bibia. Onim pa.
And you be a can of bunting.
Oh, if you are okay, I'm not cutting an eye short. Okay, we show no so I think Saturday day na ya away.
Critical issues, yeah.
Yeah, 2021. First quarter number because we interview ni partner. Emu 80 say emu 80 no. Almost say abano or monto. No, four say abano or monto kura. Two say military intervention. I say mekaya I don't know be a
military intervention we spoke about it here.
Amna emu two say beto ama NDC. Even Kumasi Sabre na be sa Kumasi na nasa neman yekoye no so e background the same thing. So I was shocked. It me kan wo mu UTV ho be yi that day no ba kun ye Agyapong na also NPP fo ani bi no person mu frame didi matem oba bi me person mo boy afia me boni din a kire to friend this in a call ho tinana ayi ne na host na ma ne kwa me didi matem no one person ya to abanche e de na pobo ati say ya to aban na NPP be lose. Somebody need to do, in fact, somebody need to do much here. But now you're quiet, no. And to NPP for no man to abano, Pufuntam, Pufuntam pa. And in maybe I know what's wrong with you now.
Kennedy Agyapong, my hint 2022 to us ADC, and we all knew it.
Me ko Kumasi, crowd me ko dance senior adiko videos. In fact, this election, me friend Benapoko you chrome in foot trolling and then I'll campaign. I'm like, hey.
No, there was a AC. If you say yes in a year, if we are near was a AC no a year pa because they say no. Obia bon say we see arrogance no doso. Send your name in na ya kan. Wa me command no, wo san be huru no. From eno ya dey share voters ebufo more pa. So we need be kura na what ne ho a na kan restrict some na omo person say wo be san be huru no. Enti no yes ni ye to say no wo hwe senior system na ye no obi ka say NPP agu NPP ntimi wi me kan wo show you say Ghana ha wo hwe mu pa 4 years bia omo sasaban omo to aba sasaban na emo depend saban no beko ana onko ana so opposition no ya na dwen say obegi tumi no ana ontimi ngi tumi. But voters, Ghanaian voters, who said do on there 4 years be a baby or to be a mom pen on come out from that. Who said do on ye pa so
because yeah, you can see a trend, usually no as a sample for you to be as a sample vote party to a downward trend.
Ubohum and command of fooding and near ma or more ye, but we no Baomiano, Nidimina no.
Or Hansna, if he says you're educating on politicians, you know, sometimes I think there's the reality of our country. We have difficulties, real difficulties. It doesn't matter whether it's NDC, NPP ruling, those difficulties will always pan out. If you say we have to get time and let people understand, say, economic policy and our buying policy, you know, it takes time. There are bureaucratic processes. And this is
campaign now. You don't paint those reality to people.
No, politicians they don't accept their fault.
World Bank in 2016, no. You people painted a picture, say, "Ma'am, incompetent in our call World Bank near IMF." So you didn't highlight the typical issues, you know. Make I said 2004 and Moko debate. Mama was talking about the fundamental structure of your economy, and we need to move away because acquire agree, cocoa, gold, a few things, and that's how it has been. No, but you people rather turn it against them. It starts from campaign. No more your campaigner. You don't talk about the realities. Oh, that's not here. Then you want to go and hide behind the realities.
Yeah, sister, yeah, I get that. The dynamics of politics and campaign is one of what to catch on. Sometimes power panel. It's not Obi. Yes, American philosopher be names a president in the canvas and politicians campaign us in poetry and then govern in prose and whatever. I think something like I love those slides. And, you know, I get it. When you're looking for power, sometimes I mean you
say so many things.
So many things. But the reality, you know, people have to understand. That's why sometimes I feel for people's ignorance. Because if you have ignorance, you set unrealistic expectations for yourself because you don't even understand how a particular system works. But you have so much hope in that system. I don't get it. This system, I don't put my hope so much in it too. Because I don't know what the loopholes are, what they say fault lines are. Government works everywhere. No? It takes time for government to take a policy through the structures. Because but this is what you have to
possible.
Yes, you have to take it through a process, and that process will have to be by the time I'll be here about now 2 years, maybe I wait channel.
Okay, they don't contribute to this area, Mali.
Hona contribute.
President Akufo-Addo, did you contribute to
I think, sir, personally, I had some very issues with President Akufo-Addo in terms of, I mean, the way of handle your party, you know, because and some of it I don't want to discuss it online because
public. If you are here for public consumption.
Yeah, I will discuss it internally, but Ubia won't announce, but I think, sir. it would be our pehina, Sabian Colabe Casa, it would be a say with you because politics, you will name a Fancola dynamics, where pehina, a Yakola catcher on the amateur. And I think that there was some element of the contribution to the defeat, but Ebi Suhana is exaggerated. Once you lose election, people say so many stuff on the amateur. Ebi is exaggerated, but Ebi in reality, but sister, if you will I expect, say, Omampeni Betanashwa, be all promoting our election, on your fault, I wouldn't expect that, right? But I expect they say a minimum on the amateur, and yet a minimum contain on the amateur. But the election results here, you can see, sir, we didn't handle our base properly. We didn't, suit the pain and explain properly to people why we had to do DDP and how, if we didn't do that, there was no way our foreign investors were going to come in. That explanation is an economic complex situation. You need somebody who understands finance, understands the complexity of all this thing, to be able to break it down. Nipano might not forgive you, but at least they can appreciate where you are coming from. And the fact that, or they're saying, your strategy needed one of our strategies that didn't work for us. If you are from a personal finance point of view, when we came, we were trying to borrow, so maybe we can refinance the existing debt, borrow at lower rates, extend our maturity, and then replace it with a lower debt now, which were at very high interest rate. That was a good strategy if nothing happened in the world and the world was normal. But of course, strategy pandemic, COVID, it compound the fallout of that particular strategy, and COVID compounded high strategy. If COVID had not come and we had continued on that pace, so high distress, that's now IMF it was a potential. It wasn't a realized risk. It was a potential risk. Potential is different from realized. Sometimes you know that there's a potential risk here, but it doesn't mean that it's been realized. Unfortunately for us, those potential risks all were realized with the COVID pandemic. And sister, when you have all this risk coming together and falling together at the same time, no manager in the world will be able to contain or manage that kind of situation. That was why in UK, the finance minister had to go, or the treasury, whoever was managing.
Any boarding will happen. Any boarding.
It is what it is. That is what the science will say, and the science exactly played out in our case. Unfortunately for us, when in Ghana issues, Ghana was not a rosy place. We remember we came to pick a Ghana with an IMF program, so we still had vulnerabilities and challenges within the economy. Just that we're trying to manage those and roll it over with time and stabilize stuff.
In fact, that would be one of the difficulties Mahama in his first year, he will face because
challenges. So
the expectation too is high.
Yeah, and people must understand this thing. So one thing I always say about country now, you go having some highfalutin expectation, and if it is not realized, you think that the leader not said it. Why but you must understand that we've compounded these problems over time. When you compound problems over time, it doesn't take 4 years, 6 years to solve them. It takes systemic.
But there are a compounded problem. We were cast at who cause and banana trouble. Mammy, my problem, just a quick one on Prof. A problem. Good evening, Aquaba.
Yeah.
Prof, what now we are sure from where you sit in Nipa only on Makatano. I said, about me, I had an apparent. What happened? Then I'm losing.
Hey, Prof.
Well, any problem to me in Casa because we are shocked.
And the problem we are shocked,
now, at here for Mintimina, I am more than shocked. Paul, if there are other words, use those words for me. Now, all research, they move for Chroma FLE. Now, in social science research, we have a theory, social acceptance theory. So Ghana, nipa bebre kasa baumia ne bewene because President Mahammad never bread not to change.
Yeah.
Inti sabi talk kasa Mahammad bewene a na you be cry say wadwene ni fie. Na fe yanko buba wan we ni o was self NPP party pasa. Na the American person say and na ye gina hay obie ni wo betimi a kire say e kwan yan DC 4 fa so ni. Yes, MPP for no yanima puto. But now can say for just 3 regions. Just a baby president free, yes. Bawumia area, yes. Vice president area, they can atonsium. Hey, Ye no one say na amen. Na momo se mo nto aba. Ene woko Facebook we nipa su entagueti. Man. Yesu se free HSS e de na ebe we na mintwamo ano ebe se the second term we no enema MPP fo aye no nhuna bankra on betumi abaye bi atwa esan ho na ne ya ne se wo mo yamfom so bebre wo wade se na de ahye dem what na so sama ebeka nena sesemi ato aba na wuyi obi aye na dwena wie obi am sa modi amonye modi amodi sika hunu ni ade but enema ya na nsan na ado dankoku yebu akra se Ghana opa apaso atokra wunya bi because another attorney the commission projects so entiade de MPP for no na ato mo hutuo but NDC for so mo nkyere e kwankra on faso na me ba ko aya me friend bi say an say wo mo kya niema ba bi ho a entoma sewing machine and more cooking oil name it na wo mo distribute
ya ba MPP for so chebi o prof mo chebi
the constitution
yes say bi o no mo de na bi mo je no
the same strategy no mo nyina use sika o mo che sika che niema o mo nyina obi a chebi prof ya ba ken se kire ni ma ni wadi nkomo bi
na okay and this is for the task one say oje a ni ama warning say oje ade no anto a say na be yaw inti ashanti omo anto no omo je ba no omo suro say omko tuma MPP abibe ya omo na ayeye anzo so sane mo kan no yem fa no sa politics yes anete afi bi ho a eye yie ma afi bi ho a enye yie ma kroma ewe no obi anwini say papa we be win no because enama no some ya walk kan obi am say mamne na be win anzo so ankosa Hillary obi am so be win anzo so ankosa enti asoma ba no moma yensi abotre na yeni ehun nkomo na this for
no before now if you look at the numbers prof 2020 elections so around 6 million
yes
this election only around the same 6 million plus
MPP for now anto
vote if you compare the
vote about 4 million
to 2020
about 4 million
prof to go answer
Anna
is it not saying the arrogance to any buying MPP for there, you know, that disconnect with the people. The fact that Ashanti, you know, because the last minute, I feel I'm going to interchange by force. You have 8 years to do so. I'm interchange. Is it not that no? Because when you limit it to say NDC for Chedi and no more do so, then it's a Ashanti region is region for my but they intentionally what MPP for were doing, and they said, you have taken us for granted for too long and would do it. Is it not the case? They said MPP for no sooner or by arrogance and they failing to recognize the issues are more about the promising of one anything I'm going to do.
Yes, last time I'm all Ghana, no, but be anywhere me call ya, it is to be cousin papa, me for just area ho, what cousin papa MPP for him. Nipa back kura ni ho enso so omo kan na me kire omo say ene wiase nyina edin na mo de musu say economy na say yes but ene ade a individuals atimi ayo Ghana no a chain any era in Ghana and akoda kura sidan yo edan abrosan no sie akoda kura oni regular job otimi si abrosan edin enso so nipa timi nya kwan efa so ebobra so Kroma away.
How does that answer question? Specific question, prof. But your memory question. You see, is it not before Sunni or mobile arrogance and they are contributing to their loss of the election? And you know how people get for their survivors. You are magicians. You have been in your private and the attitude of buying
MPP for Subanka home. And an another tin sample near Canoa. And also come.
No.
Adia woman and yet you can't be also executive president into a intimate twofold. Can I for that a freeway? What is any paka a financing once and view? papa onimo dwuma and so was sending papa ye finance minister denti o papa ye president denti chinchina on adbeye enti nanado eko yia ono ne body din anko yia also ye body din na ba umia de area who said such a man with a fine brain you have been acting for about 4 years now I assure you sir they will do their homework well because if you know nanado oni to me parties to me bio enti wo mo aye ba no ye behwe nyama na kana no atum de ahi kura ne nansen statue awo ye chese wa win home stretch enti wo jiwani mission accomplished na statue no kura matese binimu astati bububi enti wo mo suban ka ho wo mo suban e ka ho pa campaign song
one first person I do about program so can't say Nanado know your classmate will go me boy. And you were emphatic by saying that the Nanado that is sitting in Jubilee House is a ghost of the original Nanado that you knew in Legon. Now where you Nanado
that's a word that ghost of the original. Na no one would ever frack on your see. So Obia Nanado pa there. Nanipa be brain so can the same thing. So one more than in pass and another be diaconia. Na and Nima added genisem. It was serious. How did he handle it? How? Any papa said, one near Dean Albertini because Obiaka corruption. And so by ye went to me amwa. Now Adia Bakwan answer Baumia, the Nipa aka so Obian to me and Tano down to corruption. Domkas were a liar. And no I want to elaborate. Yes. Mama ya juma na sese no minim se mama ni nkrofo start sese nyema ogana unya video omo ni age especially a free HSS womo food warehouse womo bubu womo sisa jombenya bia womo se no na sab ne ri be dia na se 4 years Ghana fo yentimi nya hweo yentimi nya hwe enti aban no na do nya nkoye no onkeka no ho onkeka no me hu se tumi wo baabi what the officer Obia money no anka na chese ope onipa concept no Obia money no kan na o correct no a eno na ye Tisera party cause obe broadcast to the nation na we share action obeye na moko cabinet meeting a wakasa shire ministers nyina so Obia for this KBS no on famra ne fanyo mani ye na san adwuma wo mo adade no enya adwuma ketewa na san adwuma mo ye enya adwuma ketewa mo ba ye adwuma we na mo atama nipa di motem minister ba kon president education minister and a roads and highways afa wo mo aka nyina divimam nibi o man ti se kumasi ena ye se nipa ni abonten adan obi edi awreho obi ahefie na obi kan se mo anto no na mfe se hwan na akoto amamu Wodi dwamo onum se ede yamfa achiramaten amamu de a monye yamfa wo ya amamu de a monye policies ya nya nsa o ndc fo aya de wo mo ye homework ni ye ene de o se ye bo mo abaso because mahama kura sampo no em so wayera the free 24 hours economy etonsium and nko kitinkiti etonsium and confirm etonsium up to now one kura men gas wo jide so awene in case of this still are winning. Now, Paul can say, Belmia, a conceded defeat in term. Yes. And I tell on say, me cramatiam into me no, me cramatiam into me na. Nay, ye, just a Jumano officer, or dinner who are ding, nimqua, yeno, a tonsium gunner for.
Now, so all prop in Chow and also said, well, Lusua, obeying, and to know also prepare the mind.
And the other
Miss Walk on one say what either so be winning and as will be losing.
Yes, and there's a probability 50-50. And a call left and call right mano. Oh, Nancy Tyson Cockman, no one saw be winning, and also be defeat. Or prepare in mind, send your walk and so in defeat, or no one can say yes, he's still victorious. Because on one himself, no Yarkran or the Bakun. Now, what Timia Conway. Yes, indeed. Near Kakra Mekan man was here and said,
okay,
MPP, I say Bahama or Lusu by how many votes? About 1 million. Aso nkakra watimi atina kuma to niyam amene wasamba. Na MPP supporters samo tiemia mo show commitment. 2020 and this follows yen they had a little over 6 million and a little over 6 million they are winning. Now the winning yen a little over 6 million and 4 million. Na Jesus best year and yet a dinner bar me fee. Na chrono aka no hen.
Okay. Well, probably depend on how you treat people when you have power.
So
One of the biggest issue are when people me Didija. Look at listen to all the commentary that is going on. The people who suffered. Let my vote count. Your mom would be any demonstration. Any idea by any idea you may not come for. This Achim Mafia issue where we've said it from 2017. They didn't bloody listen. They didn't listen.
But what
what even me say I've quoted Akoto say unfortunately Papa Newu. But maybe it's not flight move Kumasi, and the man was complaining bitterly. This is a man who worked under President Kufuor managing HEPIC. We got to monitor and evaluation. Paper crock office or nebi. Bitterness, yaw na papa ndenam so no di wuye. Yaw pain na papa ndenam so di wuye. More MPP more nim say we are my samna, we are my say. The Mr. Amachi once as a CEO, but I have a can say. A CEO representing business community, omo business owning because MPP a property owning democracy. Omo Gigi Sika to help MPP to win power in 2016. Omo ba omo na papa na yi the company free Ghana call US. This is a businessman who contributed to helping MPP to win. And now you the business so call US. And to over now sabotage or more now. Okay, the Panama Babio. And the pros, Ashanti region business community for no. They will not return to MPP until they change their character. They will not return. And no, we send a message no can Ashanti region for almost give me. They will not vote and so that you rub it in.
Because you say, we see a chinyoda, a one takramada, we see a chinyoda, a while you want to NPP money there, we are then one order. And then you make a trust will be on the set. Party no, you see, Giano, Achia, Nemui, you bet me Bugusun's you, Amanaba. Nanado qua, Obia Baban, Obesion Yansa Frenado, you are emo. Won't you be awesome? When I make her, that my commitment me a bomb more statement I made about him, and it still holds. What also your executive president? I want to say Papa the enemy. If a pan send a ceremonial president, what also your executive? Onana Bibia obey. They say about me a woman who watching. Inti not doing that one it's mono. Ye bear dang and a yenya. He's a special man, oh. He's a special person.
That's all party
won't person. And the
me and a dog now.
Because the internet thing is able to say any no.
Well, me Amra 2028. One in a po. That is a tradition in Ghana. To be here and
Emfa. Only na po ba emfa because na po say no a negative energy ma awumia. Emfa.
What the
and for what Baumian na po emfa 2028 until they shouldn't return.
In fact, Sammy may advise Dr. Baumian, make us one share our goal. More maybe. Because any Mihun near ma ever few days my lesson na kono. Any near me be I and meeting can public. Sammy minya kwenya se metunu for aka say eye wa be bi. Ye hu ni contribution. On share our goal, no pe baby intra. Now ni e bi a wo de abeboa party.
Wow. Now about Kennedy Agyapong returning in 2024, maybe 2028 or 2032.
Kennedy Agyapong, I don't want me to be kind, but it appears our bus is here. I'm MPP for delegating to Abaman. Come be brave, lose or count no maluzu.
I don't know count no maluzu.
A big comments our mama. It's too early, mom. So on one year campaign, and then this for no born one in some. And one in Sembi, and a chile crano, or Saka can Sembi, oh, dear, Omoka Cantino. It appears that why you're doing for Kumfu. It only pass, Anna, yeah, Fena, Anna, the brain super Lusa, or Mama can say, or Monconia Media Party, no, near actions near Menaka, now, NPP so young, someone find you. I'm on find you. It's too early if we are. And you know, you're very impensive, but I mean, you took out me for.
NPP will return in 2028, and I'm not forgetting 2028 because I'm not sure.
Okay, never see any. Never see any. 2028, you know, a very new faces because President Mahama be in 4 years now. Because this was a constitution. Say so numbers, no better change the constitution. I know best way there. This was a constitution, no standing a time. Yes, idea. A new faces never by BNDC, you know.
One party private media, one party private
media. And you know, or sending, or yeah, I'm running, no standing a time on there. Or no one about a bit in a Juma or Bay so, and I bet you a castle will be obeying at twice one. Go a bona washena. Say, voters, no, or more any abre, as some other can be almost trotto. It won't be so betting me. I have free senior high school, no, a idea expensive by boy, a banica ye pa. And you know, any near my house, I say, we free senior high school now, but I call university first year free, no, was not the Kennedy Agyapong. And you know, all sounds why you can tax and getting baby, I'll be yes, car iron and your man be no so sad be in every. And you know, minimum baby, you bet me and yes, can or the best son, and of what's not coming so paint to a nimenti and all cancer. And you what me, yes, son, and my man for any j, Nemlan to any year, Jumaya. And go say, me say, me and this in India, and once I make a great minister obeying on my quadi buonibi. Now, me, my quayam and coconibi. And you know, or yes, I am Nessa calling me a man for your Jumadia. Your can be a 24-hour economy. Mimi say, maybe a pair of phobia baby at any baby to mother in the 24-hour mimpon. It was me here, as I am now. Obey me, I 20 me, I dear. I tell you, my kind of 4 years to be out here, my Ghana for no more. It's here, a biotis name was all beco, now won't come. A 1 year sem. Oba, a Yinsua, NPP Mua. Oba NPP Munswa. Me research officer Nankasano. Nensama no or catching. After sa we now go say. If you comment and say, Ka Baomiafa edutum kura ne hojo na no kasa ye. Wasan ye Christonia or ye elder. Ba na podie. Asoro kura unhu asori awoko. Sebe wakasan so a.
Yes, of course, Bishop, I don't think what I'm sorry, I'm not sorry.
But politics here per numbers, so it won't pass sorry. A wedding that is why I don't compare some for Pentecost, Penny.
Yes.
But I know someone who said, Sir, and never be a main person. A womb. I didn't know was one question I say, oh, yeah, some your door, some you say, not, oh no,
on Pentecost,
and you know, Sanya money in I idea a kutia or Mintino. Media kami tu ye raba omiafo a ya de obi abuno na ho plus ye na dwuma obeye ye ebetimi a ko ye den ontwe no ho na NPP fo ni nyi omo candidate say na edutum no mde bebo se hwan yo omo nya two phrases a say NDC nso se edu nkatia na fifi kwete na bebo say nso bia Joshua Labi na bebo no say nso omo kwa for different person about na omo de asie ni. But so we see any next will be our base to aba dear MPP for no a be a non betting asaba. But so one ma leaders na sa manage party no ye to aba mu na mu say be who for be ye chairman be kura dey and to aba na nwe no training unregistered car mu no dwane ye. Wait, and say be kura na be Anka we ya chairman ya what's a woman monitor na baby ya what's a kokko hese abano ye kose no oya ya na odwane ye okotena ne baby I dem fa no you see enti was so munya leaders a omoye eniedefo nye bebre sa o hwe NDC a o se NDC no fin say revolution muntina aya but any bebre wo hon mo e this mo me any bebre so omo ya me no omo mfo aso wo hwe omo anwa tie sikuro mu amu yese me po bo acha ye me tan what you say aha enti no omo nya ne sa dia because wo hwe obi o kan kure bia so pesa wo hwe wo ye trend analysis an hwe fi numbers ne pa dia wo betimi aka say e kamya say NPP for dos sen NDC for Ghana so hwe ni ye pa enti no omo ye omadwuma yi a and but say no 8 year we no so ya abaye ade a Ghana beka ho enti no ni nyina gina president Mahama adwuma obeye so ni nyina gina na adwuma obeye so eno na man for the budget agye no
yo prof maybe bet me about 2028 and I won't forget to crown on in 2032 and should they come o say ba omi ambra but the only for what in got about me on to the
bet me about 2028 for the NDC for yes for the NDC for year and then in a had almost started your work in crime on by ya to us within 6 months President Mahama Krano the neighbor bris who you all year Ghana for more years as I am and this Osuru Soria or Bawoso no notice Chroma Obria Bejani.
But bro, also okay. Osuru we are putting on information artistic Roma. Osuru would have from me.
I was about Obe the Bram, Womu Chananam, Womu Chananam, Obasari, Obakan.
Osuru would have from what we are getting. I was probably Obasari, 2028. I'm not forgetting number 2022.
Obaba because and this is for Dombayan and Nuru dear MPP for your crab. Can you some yekan? Yenim say a home cob you. But and Tessa, I generally did boom mino. Baumia is on top. Won't go on kitty. Portrait from one NB. Obe ya dear sim say pet and more by 1,000 day woman about to me. But Papa to the obdinate of dinner quite kind. And now what the global world in. And any part of the world also will be big Ghana 24-hour economy bank or Ghana only 24 hours. These things are not new. And maybe when you say within 1 year people will say oh say a tronamo 2028 a car and before about Baumiahono Baumia to me are resurrected. Yeah, me know ya na podium man test and papa be fan Manti as and papa beer. Enti onwa wote ase din Esther put down maduchum badia ene ye ekwan bebam na 2028 they assure you say niema and this for no supported by yentino omho be Ghana for him yes Ghana for us we bibia am sure also betwa as gracia mu some kai e bedru 1 year na won twam a ye be mark o.
Okay.
Parliamentary,
he has almost absolute majority. In the end, he can do anything he wants in Parliament.
Including one party state. Yeah, but public no. I just want to say one president for life. In the end, when you vote, also person you obey. Yeah.
No.
To say the majority one yan. What we say? Majority one yan be any horse obey want to me. Say an crop for one on kwa there. Now ordinary people in the street, one number one, because as long as he stayed in power, they will always get what they want and get away with it. Okay. The same in himself. IGP, Nyamianya Yobako. Yisi, Nyamianya Yobako. Attorney General, Tessa Nipa, that chopping board, no so dear. Bebre.
Okay.
I
don't think so easy that you can't remove it unless you can.
Oh no, many sure say President Mahama be our obeyesa.
Yeah, easy
because who said a politician or prof, who did stage ya e wasema a wokanko. What can you support base in the person who mutie? No manya video wo mu ato abaman. Sa wo kaya President Mills ba ye no. Before say ye beba no, ni ye ka say ye ba ye be ye won say, Edru ho wan chi nipa ba akokro so onye political vendetta. I don't know say wo kaya.
Make pa.
Ye wura Atamos. Wan chi NPP ni ba akokra. Also onye na emu adwuma eda na nim no e. President Mahama me wo gidie say amanfo betu no fo. Ye nyina ye nya opportunity e be ka kire. So obey ye say where you say me town met 1 year, Mr. President, 1 year. But our political platform there, open can support base, you know, or supporters, you know, any budget. And then no be catch them, so then President Mahama on my castle. Says ya on my candidate. What you say? Before one call for me, out here, say power no see and farmer ye and communicators, and some media from the Baba Casa. Obi or Honoma, or yes, I did no crack can open. And since that, Oberman shed them now, also. Obi or class said you will be adding a girlfriend when you are not to walk on crown any budget. What you say? And no, near man, in politics, a woman. And you know, also my casa. I fine. Now the internet security for no. One or 2 minutes. Now you find also Jan and also no beyond on any commander in chief. Reason I make a chance at damn Palenia and Mempen, someone who can cry cry. And you know, politics, you know, silent here. And near my Yawam Mahama, Trona Dawson, no calling me, Mimi Shepherd at Crema, a bad dear man, but what dear Punyana paint winning or crying of a fast one amount for Becassa. Now, near 1 Timmy Anyen. And I own to me or betre. Say, oh, be a happy, we can't say, and so, Mamma, because your man, listen, it be ambitious, be ambitious.
Some of the thing, the first 120 days, no, and I agree, say, this is Mahama's first 120 days social contract with the people of Ghana. And 1 year did document number, no, this is binding. Also, nominate within the first 14 days.
And no, bet me, because order that.
But I mean, go to or nominate cabinet ministers within the first 14 days. I know they're doable because he has all the way from December to January. Best way in 7. So you can. I'm sure they see a Okuta list to order that. To also constitute the leanest and the most efficient government under the Fourth Republic in 90 days. And also be a problem because OBI campaign Amaobi and Awaba into OBI between the balance. So it will be a challenge to have a lean government. And this will push your mama cannot push a board, but and who should be a minister, who should be on a board, and also be a challenge. Why are not appropriate to be now so nafe NPP problem, no so akwakonyebi. Also establish a robust code of conduct and standard for all government officials. This is something that Mahama started when he was in power. So minister for code of conduct, he started it when he was in power. Into no problem. Hold a national economic dialogue to discuss. This is the crux of the matter. Mahama himself economy no. Easy. Yeah, well, I say, and I have virtually tied our hands behind our back. Into him, so I don't cannot fix the economy. So, I say, hold a national economic dialogue, and this will come way make it up of and for NPP for Legon lecturers, experts, even NPP 4B will be part of this economic dialogue to discuss the true state of the economy and prepare a homegrown fiscal consolidation program to guide the budget. This is something that Mahama started. I can't say 2015 before IMF. No, it was homegrown policy. That was the time to do a homegrown policy. Again, also within the first 90 days in office, scrap the following draconian taxes to alleviate the hardship in Ghana. I'll be careful if Mahama is doing it. COVID-19 levy, no, they are supported to obey everywhere because it's a COVID levy. But e-levy, looking at the way Ghana, any revenue or Ghana economy, no. We e-levy if you want to make project because where are you going to get money? So also obey e-levy, COVID levy, any levy on bet winning. I know that these are things that he promised. Bet no promise here. Emission levy also obey if you and also advocate here when it comes to climate change issue. Because emission levy, is to factor into climate change issue, a global issue. Again, number 6, within the first 90 days in office, review the taxes and levies on vehicle equipment. This is the mistake NPP for I said, benchmark value they call 50% just to bring the taxes down and appeasing of what no revenue. But again, it can also work if you cut near maybe which Mahama promises or cut near maybe. They say, a free one, you can make savings there. Into a cut away, and you can bring the money to pick up.
But Sister Fia, I get it. Yes, that's good. But the question is, Sister Fia, when you're 180 something people, right? Okay, that's fine. I said, about the elected DC. Now, I feel more we are election. So you see how sometimes the governance and the politics can conflict.
Exactly.
I am a question before say sometimes put yourself in the shoes of whoever is taking those decisions. And it's a balancing now because you have a party to manage, you have a government to manage. And you are telling me, sir, when people, if they will sacrifice, no matter what your mama, that would be great. So because I think, sir, you will get the most loudest applause. So when you come with the way most people find the concept of S-Gracia. Me, I don't like the concept of S-Gracia.
But then how do you see
yeah, that I can compare him to public servants and everybody has salary. But when first I back door now, first getting down for S-Gracia, now for money panel. Now after any panel, you say his money is entitled to. If his money is entitled to pay him up front and let me know that this is how much you're paying, so I can hold that MP accountable and see if its output is deserving of the amount the taxpayer is paying on that output. That is how you hold political leaders accountable.
Okay.
How many you in the Juma now says the electorate will have problems. NPP says the governance system need the way we incentivize people and match the incentives, it's misaligned. And that is what creates a lot of problems for these politicians when they whip power. Because the system's not more put in place, it's misaligned. And then you'll be on a sabi. Oba Bama, oh yeah, that or the same or Tiamangu no Kennedy or the same Kennedy Agyapong public service. That public service don't assume that politicians be about politicians have the spirit of public service. That is a big assumption we make. It's not everybody that is coming to this business that have that public spirited service.
That's true. But I mean, sometimes because the point you are making is very serious. I hear my mess up on one call for we told because baby so
baby Aboka.
Baby Aboka and two who try gas anymore. As much as it was a good campaign message, say go to money at top pocket or say any how the mama with you. All the cost later, you know what I'm saying? Just later and shut down baby answer. It's not a problem. Issue number 7 is commence a drafting needed legal amendment to prepare for the implementation of 24-hour economy, which was the flagship program. Now, Muhammad Winnie, research issues is the most popular slogan on the ground. Establish an accelerated export development council to promote exports as part of a broader strategy for economic transformation. Convene a national consultative conference on education to build consensus on the needed improvement at the sector. Hana free SHS, free first year. And then number 10, implement a no academic fee policy for all first year students in public tertiary institutions, colleges of education, nursing, training. It's where like we said, our first year, it may not start in 2025. It may start in 2026 because I find other convening conference near the HLC on that. Number 11.
So a bounce out and an apple beating on the promise. And now to buy an annual chassis, and there was all no buy your chassis and a pay.
Try to obey maybe in the second term of the in the first, second term or third term of 2025. Because I also prepare when you face the problem before facing, which was double track, and I don't think they want to do that. So I'm sure they will take lessons from NPP for say, 1 or 2 homework, we are some rolling out first year level 100 because already we have a backlog of free SHS for we have so far over 5 million people on my firm. So that backlog is there. They all want to enter university. On my who say free first year, everybody will come boom. Where are the facilities? Once already universities now complaining about lecture halls, number of students. If you want to prepare infrastructure capacity, you have double track maybe a university. So number 11, introduce the following social intervention: free tertiary education for persons with disability, the Ghana Medical Trust Fund, Mahama Care Fund. I like the way they've captioned this because so far, Mahama, we've not had any Mahama policy that has his name. So I think they are trying to take this away from Obamacare, which was one of the biggest Obama policies or they buy in America, which is Obamacare. So this one is Mahama Care's Fund. And number 12, commence the distribution of free sanitary pads for female students in primary and secondary education. This is something Mahama started when he was in power. World Bank of OCKB or Modema in order to curb the number of female student absenteeism in school. And that if you go to villages, because villages now, this is the top Mahama policy or the in his first 120 days. Or the so there's even a lot more. I think it's very ambitious, but you can see, and these are the things that Mahama wants to do in his first 120 days or power now. I don't know. How do you think he can do it in the first 120? Because I don't know I'm an old timeline.
Sister Fia, you are a former president now, and Mahama, we share political politicians who are now pray to me. He is the most, what do you experience across all different levels. And you know, I don't have any reason to doubt, sir, or obey the also obey no. But I only say that with caution, sir. People must know, sir, Ghana, no, fundamentally, structurally, we've had problems historically. And these problems have been compounding. And it's been compounded up to a point, Sister Fia. And then I'm capital market in Yakoin, over Kaya, Kufoba, and an epic. Internet, lower indebted poor country, into Mutima concessional loans. And this for if you know, I see a lower middle income, into Yama concessional loans. She said, Busano, most of Ghana person, we the taxes in there. A chroma now, tax now, the paycheck, now, this guy, Sister Fia, which means I'm Panami or dog. Or what means what? Me call me who's more final or more way. Ghana phone, you don't pay that amount of taxes, but you want the very same things now. You enjoy what Hanum. Forgetting, say we finance those things through our taxes. We pay higher taxes, when we make the taxes now. Now me try to make sure if you be a catch more Ghana the whole year. And you know, these things don't come at a cheaper price. You must understand this principle. The things that you want to be financed, you know, it comes at a cost. You have to raise that money. And you know, make up what she said. Your issues in the said. And it's a budget deficit. No, you can't have budget. Now, yes, you been $100. And so you see, best spending now $150. $50 extra. And it's all couple of in the parliament now this year, your mom and Yano, a bit made in the year, a bit made in the bonnet, depending on how he uses. But Minjidi say he's a political exposed person. He understands the politics and how things have to work. It's a test. It's a very big test for him because, so to me now, when you see here, you know, Sister Fia. Makato say young constitution where executive power near them already know. Parliament no cry or more decent cry or more young cry, you can make them less, like make them look useless cry because executive power is so strong in system. We say if you even have a stronger parliament, it means nothing. You can make them so you will be who hang parliament and we've seen how they perform. Now we want somebody majority said you or no some whatever he says they will be obliged to do. I want to wish him the best because you Ghana. I say this, even though I belong to the other side, I believe that we have the best approach to develop our country rapidly. And that doesn't mean that I demean other parties or other people's abilities to also contribute to the development of Ghana. I respect that, and I'll give him that opportunity. But what I'm saying is, in the young people, you know, I'm a Bambia fan. I'll support him any day, anytime. But if the NPP elects a new leader, I'll support that leader. I don't want people to tell me, say, oh, and or they say can I maintain amount? Oh yes, there's no guarantee say Kotwaba next time I can win. And anybody else supporting me win. There's no guarantee. If the end guys answer me said you or another candidate will come up that is popular than even the two of these candidates, and I can defeat the previous election. Let's be measured and not try and make it look say Ken Nankasano Crown way defeated because he was running the campaign and campaigning vigorously. Let's give him that respect and not try to say many will be pray about within the NPP. And this is for man can't for that is part of the game. It's occupational hazard. A politics, no, you must understand that. But we come together. It is the same thing everywhere in the world. There's nothing wrong with that because you're 2 million the American and internal politics, these things will come up. The most important thing and say when it comes up, we are must have communal campaign. People understand what your shares are. It shouldn't be a problem.
Do you think
Sister, if you're something my culture say, Alan, on a personal level, I love him, I love his work ethics. That is the style of how I believe everybody should work. I respect him a lot too, but I disagree with some of his political decisions. But Ghana, technocrats and Ghana, Ghana, Alan, we 5. You can add him to that 5. I don't disrespect Alan, but I disagree with the political decision. But that doesn't take away the fact that he's not a good man. He doesn't have good potential. He doesn't have capacity, capabilities. He's one of our best talents in that country. If you don't know Alan, across the political divide, politicians now move. I'll put him in the 5. I respect him, but like I said, no, he takes certain decision that I don't feel like it's good. But
should he come back? Should he come back?
Oh, sister, if you want to say I don't see why Obama. Candidate. I don't. People will give him that opportunity again.
In the absence of Alan Nomni, I don't know who, because in NDC they himself they having the bristles and all that. Because a Marita blew upon say, I don't know if she has political ambition. I don't know how to say this. Those people need now Fifi Kwete for president. He's
running mate. I'm a student. Okay.
Any Marietta,
Debbie, vice president elect.
I'm coming to another device.
Yeah, I think that way
before you go, because I'm not joining on much. Then before you go, I don't know if we should look at the safe seat or national executive. So, Musita Cassette said Domico Benya, Katie Hammond, or Katie Hammond, I think he's still in shock. Or see, I'm not for the they will thank him back. But I said thank you. No, I'm going back. How do you lose? You know, I can't see a Chimagogo. NPP strong root, a barrier to conference. How did you people lose?
I'm getting some.
This is only for listening.
I don't know if he won, but about the major downfall of major candidates. Esla, any other I knew say you have problems. For what Canada say area of for the phone doors. If you don't prepare, it will affect you. But you also the art in the super because I think only personable. He's not somebody who is likable, sir. Or no can answer to me too formal. Maybe I've had several encounters with him. Because what is the are you surprised about that seat? Because my guy won't tell me about 30,000.
Martha MPP lost Wenchi, so MPP we must begin to ask her. We must go back to our core basis because if we lost Wenchi, I don't know how we'll be losing Wenchi when Buzia, one of our major forebearers of this party.
We are lucky crowd. Someone who's Bantam.
And you listen about the outcast.
You see, sir, where you know, I was here studying. Now.
Yes.
This particular way, no, a big topic, ma.
Oh, since the no, because a big topic, ma. Another.
Yeah, for what I'll connect you again. Yeah. But I think Wednesday, betting out to us and we'll look at the constituencies in Parliament in here. They know how.
Yeah, sister, if you want to say, baby, I tell you, know your numbers no so. I am numbers no so. If more now the solution, no man got obviously, some numbers no so. Don't ever affect you. You know, some underlining trend there. Me feel say it's played out a lot in many of our places. But let me also thank the NDC. Sir, I think, sir, sister, they did something maybe on the quiet side because I didn't think that they aggressively campaign. I said it on this platform that I think that this has been one of their most docile campaigns that they've ever done as far as I'm concerned. But that's politics for you, right? Even though they probably knew were doing something underground or whatever they did. I mean, and I know our people didn't vote. That is why they are getting all these huge margins. So this margins, then I'm an outlier. It doesn't determine the true strength of any party. In this original way, so can say NDC or Doma. Now one can date 10 years. If the two parties are coming out and actually putting their strength to the peak and competing now, and that's what Bobat was trying to compare 2020 to 2024 if you look at that trend, you begin to see where NDC are holding so on their mature. And you know, 2016, 2024, they are outliers. You know, when you're doing analysis, you have to carefully look at those and separate them and really take what is the normal ones and then see where the strength of the parties lie. And you know, once again, it's a democracy. One will win, one will lose. At this point, and we have to be gracious about it. There will be so many elections after this. There will be so many presidents after this. Since if you are now, maybe they haven't followed politics. Parties be lose. I'm a dear winning. And you know, more go chrome now when you are doing a jubilating. Minimum fear more demo, but and Penfono more elections, election. Assembly boy about no money out of the track. Into Mesramo, Mumwa your mama, not only my Pama Ghana, not Ghana boy. Now accountability now, most say, Sabi, a minimum years ago, NPP for we are for accountability. Your percent no correct. edaho ne nyina adwuma fine na saa nkontompo na wo politics mu no di obi ye se wa ye na etwa atrato no so no ye betime yi politicians who dis and contompo no ye betime yi o mo fie system no ama politics no ya sanitize no ni se mo say se be obi awie sika obi ayewe na mo kan o me de mi nim mo aba mo otumi na mo nyatumi a mo mfa mra no ye adwuma ye nyina no sampa se obi awie sika se na mo kan na se bi o ka wa asem na no just we dibem ye obi on beko no ya ko biebi nsem na no ne nyina ahwe nsem no ne ahwe ne kure wo na ye hu ne kure wo ma ebe ma nyina no ya inform na ye tire wo you know I am all for accountability. I'm all for all of that because it helps our politics, accountability mechanisms are weak. And if we don't reinforce this accountability mechanism as this year, I think it's about the future of our country.
You said this election, I think you were making reference to parliamentary seats.
Yeah, I'm facing election way, excellent Yama Bibri. Na Oshe Sanya Kona. Me think I was seeing your time now, ye moon pensing because a baby Bibri one man, even though the other one behind the scenes that ain't mean can walk. But near Yehuno January, no, baby Bibri one man was say, ye, the entire ban is even doing himself party in our course. But baby or Honswa, a party no, Usha Gab on a woman. Any question catch me at a bassa. And you know, was say a year on you, but a addition, dear politician, beer. Ubi beer. Send your over support base or mom be do a chi or ma or no one nam, Nina account because Obi or no man, we are not dear on fine show. It do baby or the bed punish show. It's in I addition, if you say. Mr.
Abati, that's about also Wednesday because we'll be looking at the parliamentary scene and all that. The big names know why they lost on the ground, what happened there. Okay. I'm not about sending message. I'm happy MPP or see the MPP for lose here. And I know that shows you the resentment before and I will perform. But what about good evening?
Good evening, she said, yeah.
So when you that's the first thing I want to ask you.
Yeah, fine. Say a catcher say, come na man for the Gogo tour banner, and yet free SHS ni all the items now professor listed the other time. The catcher people free SHS abeye nejuma. Anna Mahama Swaka said he's going to maintain it. The only thing is he's going to review it and then make it better. And they say, what baby no be this free SHS ni better out there. Then I don't know. The whole election was about a com. Yeah, a com. Inti me kaza nanaya okase mbi say on moon to me and so.
But hold on the thought on Nanaya there. My person come back. Let me show you this. Oh, why is the voice not coming?
Always taking credit for all the good things of the Arab administration. And this
it's not coming. I wanted to show the video of 2 for the catcher. Nanado,
yeah.
Catcher almost said, Abano 2016, only any brand come and a 2 year.
And a 2 year.
Warfare, the community any brand 20 out. That's one of the classical 2 for us the prophets. That's one of the things that NPP never listened. And he said this in 2018. And that's why they have this disgraceful and unprecedented loss. What was it?
You know,
remember.
What else? Oh, microphone. I don't know what's happening. Okay, Nana Kofi there may be an interrupt to them, but your son has been a
okay.
It's okay. I'm saying they was interrupting you.
Yeah, it's not make us say Nana say enough time and find solve some of the problems because it will take a longer period to solve it. Ghana for just no. So now also you have the men. Into duration now the best of the problem in the Ghana ordinary Ghanaian only the open solution. Say magic be now baby now solve the problem and no ordinary Ghanaian air. Into no say sometimes they see the change kakra no more out. Oh, Baumia, why magic be and all these things, then they start praising themselves. And it doesn't matter. Ghana they offer solution now. Now because you see Russia and Ukraine, you see they will be happy. Say it will settle down for now. I'm sure that the mission in Ghana, no, they will be happy to see it there. Will be blame you on Mubium. It's a good thing.
Okay.
Now, as Gracia ni sa 11 na Mahama so between 1 man who 120 days. Say 1 year, say as you better take boxes no. Intino mo obia underrated Mahama say ontminye ye de adwuma de obebo adwuma pa. Na operation loot no so no. Ye encouraging ni say also for any pastor or ban in church or pa na church say oh forgive and forget and all these things no on channel he's a criminal. Any pastor bia now any bia or friend to ma say or battle or pa no he should be arrested. So and message I dey Mama Hama into Sadia no oh father for all ni sa nyamani na it's over. And see, now Prof. So say NDC phobia ko via a BB or warehouse be.
I tamale GH1 a report here tamale free such as warehouse na money aduane they broke into it. And almost say niam no. And then there was another one or Accra near Nra. No so mo assembly. This is assembly ko for TV ni fridge ni ade.
No, and no na me say bi mu say a conflicting report though. E bi mu say e obi na dia beti say ba o me awini anwo mefa.
Accra de no.
Yes.
Okay.
In the areas I don't amount for taking advantage. No, mo say okay, say we dey beti there ba be fa. It yen twema police for no omunya invest.
Yeah, no, I think the police watch about 16 people in connection with the looting or matching cover, so they've been fast.
Okay. And the other issue NPP for the losing election is that they didn't take one responsibility for their actions. And Kennedy Agyapong said they should have apologized to Ghanaians, and they never did. They were still pompous. We are breaking the aid, we are this. They never took any responsibility. Cry and Ghana for be brave before. So what Bomai say? Why you still didn't take responsibilities for your action there? Then we are sorry. They can't work with you, and it's natural instinct. Nobody can work with people like this because they've tolerated you enough for 8 years. They just want to get rid of you. And you know, Apathy says you or Ashanti region. It's a good signal to all the political heads that Masa. We'll just let you go and punish you as well. And you know,
what I'm not saying, like you said, no, it's a good thing. Politicians, it's a sign to everybody who deal rough and people will get rid of you because you can't take the people for granted all the time. How could be? Good evening.
Good evening, Sister Ifya. My namesake. What was that? I've been talking about this. Look, the election is not about the projects, the commissioning, the whatever. But it's about those on the ground. It's about the economy. And I remember in the beginning of the year, you were talking about things that are going on that MPP should listen. They didn't listen. You were telling them about that. Look, NDC are making inroads into Ashanti region because they know, say, even if they get 28% to 30%, they will win the election. They didn't listen. You said all these things, and it's like you categorize everything that they needed to do, but they didn't listen. I mean, unfortunately, Prof was saying things as if he's denigrating the intelligence of the Ashanti voter.
Exactly.
Do you understand? You see, the thing is, like Kwame Nkrumah said something, the Ghanaian is not as sober or as stupid or as way as you think. But at the right time, the Ghanaian will show you who he or she really is. You see, this vote, it was Ghana against MPP. Because NDC got their votes.
Yeah, 2020 votes.
They only added 100,000.
Yes.
Because 2020 they got 6.2 million. And now they got 3.3 million. So they added just over 100,000. That one for floating voters. You understand? So they were able to get their people out to vote. So it was the whole Ghana. You see, with all the arrogance, with all the impunity, with a president who come in and tell a chief to get up. Can't you see them around? And then his bodyguards using his left hand to motion our traditional chief. What you say? I mean, no matter what, there were so many things that the Akufo-Addo that we knew as Minister of Justice, who even in his office, you cannot even come and do your private printing, photocopy. But then Akufo-Addo changed totally when he became president. Look at the issue of your friend is saying, Cecilia Dapa's case. You brush it aside. You even praised her. I remember that's one thing between Akufo-Addo and Mahama. I remember Victoria Hamman made a suggestion that I want to own $1 million. It was a suggestion. No, she didn't even put her plan into practice. Mama was able to sack her. You see, so that to stop that perception of corruption. But this is where a woman, $1 million has been stolen from her house that she didn't even recognize by her maidservants, plus other millions of CDs. But you come around and then write a letter that I know you and I believe in you, that at the end of the day, you will come clean. Oh, you see, and it's all these things Ghanaians know. Look at the protest. First, fix the country. How you treated these young people will vote, and they voted. Look at how you treated this Galamsey protest. Look at how you treated these Julobi House protests. These are the young people for the first time they were going to vote. But you treated them with the police, imprisoned some of them, put them in remand for unnecessary charges. But you are the so-called lawyer, a human rights lawyer. We remember those days that when we were in Kolebu, Kumi Prekon, whatever, you led all these things. But when is your time? You didn't spare them. Oh, and apart from that, other issues. We talked about NPP and Wayne. Look at the NPP national executives. Which of them has even organized your friends' elections? Which of them? All the executives need to go. From Justin Kodia or whatever in team, or they all need to go. Today, I was listening to Cynthia Morrison, and she said it. And she was telling Nanaya Abrifo, said, no, Nanaya, these people, they didn't even come to my constituency. They didn't even go to constituency to help people. They didn't. I said it.
Exactly. And number one, company experience in covering national elections.
They have no experience. Because Akufo-Addo putting his people there. They have no experience. It's unfortunate that Bawumia is a gentleman, but he has been a sacrificial lamb by Akufo-Addo. Unfortunately, he's a good gentleman, but he's a weak candidate. Yeah, he's a good gentleman, but he's a weak candidate. And he didn't have the support of the party base. Because you see, the thing is, the party base itself did not like him as a candidate. An establishment candidate who has been foisted on them. That is number one. Number two, the arrogancy of the party members. Look at Anodompre. I mean, I was happy when I wanted to know whether Anodompre won or lost.
What about Esla? What about Esla?
If after Esla, there is my celebrity crash, so I'll leave her for a while. But Anodompre, a whole environmental engineer, to come and stand in parliament. We're talking about Galamsey, and he said, you polluted more water than us. And then Dr. Ayer talking about Galamsey would never stop. You see, with that impudence, when we have the medical and dental association coming out to tell you that babies are being born with deformities, teachers, lecturers are going on strike because of the tone deaf president, Minteshi. I don't mind. But do you think that the people, and they are watching? And I like the way Ghanaians are becoming very discerning. Nobody should belittle the Ghanaian voter. Nobody. Even those that decided not to vote, it is also another protest.
Yeah, it's another protest. Yeah,
It's another protest. Yeah, it's another protest. Like when Prof was saying, I know Prof is still in shock. Yeah, he's in shock, just like the president is in shock. It's a protest. We are telling you, say yes. Yeah, we are to MPP man, yeah, we are to NDC Mukrana. I won't vote for NDC or I won't vote for MPP, but then the men took
okay.
It's another form of protest.
No, I mean, point well made. Mr. Che, good evening.
Good evening, Sophia. Nice to see you.
Adam, let me take your views on this.
Yeah, unfortunate, I know Prof is speaking from emotional pain, not from his legal, normal thinking. Yeah, I'm sorry, Prof, they may respect him, but because we should not ignore the intelligence of the Ghanaian. We belittle the intelligence of Ghanaians. The world is open. We are fact-checking things. We are listening. We are paying attention.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot use things as a camouflage. And today, when I listen to NDC's acceptance speech and everything, they realize that. The conversation, and that is what I want. Now NDC knows that these people are not going to we cannot fool them anymore. We will not wait until a few minutes later. We will start to put up things to say, yeah, baby, there be.
In fact, Obi message was sending anything. Ashanti region voters were even more triggered and angered by some projects now no commission in Greater Accra.
Yeah.
They felt like, World Bank, any Eastern region. I said, we have one cry, and they but they don't even have one single project completed in Ashanti.
Yeah, Sebio, Ghana, they were listening to all these things. The Japadia conversation that went on, Ghanaians listened. People heard what happened. Look, most say the economy was bad, the whole world is hard. But we are seeing you putting up buildings with money, living lavishly. Xavier, we all belong to the same school platform, so we all belong to the same community. We all go to the same church. We know how your lifestyle has changed all of a sudden when your party came to power and you're working in the Flagstaff house. We see it. And it's a wo say, we are seeing COVID aba, and a new memoir ding. Now we can't say, na yeshwe wa brabo a wo bo. In collaboration with that, no, it's inconsistent. You cannot sell that to the Ghanaian. I was hearing Nanaya said, I'm like, Nanaya, you are saying all of that, but the people around Nanado, all the over 100 ministers that he has appointed, over several people working in Jubilee House. Do you know how these guys are living? These are our schoolmates. These are our church members.
Well, classic example,
Exactly.
His wife took the divorce.
Yeah.
This is a public document.
These are our fellow group and platform. We know how they used to live, and we know how they are living now. So you cannot use COVID to tell me, sir, things are hard. No, when we can clearly see you living lavishly, when we can clearly see money being thrown around. Look, how can you use? I don't know whether this is proven or not, but we have all heard, sir, Baumia spent $240 million on E-Gate. I am sorry. And Mahama stood on platform to say, sir, I spent $250 million to build the entire Terminal 3. And you are spending $240 million. As to whether this is true or false,
I have not verified those numbers, but
these were comments that came out. They have not come out to debunk it. So when you hear these things, and over the years, all of the things that have happened, and Ghanaians are listening, they are watching, and the inaction of the president, all of that piled up. And Timuya campaign on almost remo. Yeah, there was one of the things that was funny, right? There was a woman that was wearing Baomia's. I watched a video. A woman that was wearing Baomia's t-shirt, and a newscaster BBC and said, "Can you mention one policy of Baomia?" Then the woman lifted up her t-shirt. Then it was Mahama. You see, then that alone tells you the deception that was there. Of a king no catch your home on the ground. A man for Beko to a bad minister. Master, Ghanaian, say I know.
Me man kasa nwina me kamede.
Say I know. Let no politician fool Ghanaians. I want NDC to know this. Let me tell you, do not take the Ghanaian for granted. This mandate you have, use it well. This is one advice I'll give to Mahama. Look, Mahama needs to bring his brother on board to lead the civil engineering firm of Ghana. Look, here, Kufuor the Ninia Baye, Emani Bedi defense minister. Kufuor the Ninia Baye, Ibrahim Mahama. We all know that this guy has the engineering firm, the machinery, the brain, and we know that he has the money. We need his help.
So, official appointment in government.
We need his help. We need his help. He started no transits or drill or do. Yes, let's challenge that man to leave a monument in Ghana.
Okay.
These are people. Trump why employ millionaires no nyina. Say ya here sika ye ni bi. What you say? Enti omo betimi aboa no. Omo form nyina mbra mo mboa. Kakra bi obetimi aye no. So to me stop it galams. Minim say economy ni dia. Ni wa kenyina dodo na ontimi nyame maka kire odeda. But at least no, they should enforce something on Galamsey. Ibrahim Mahama have that knowledge. He has that resources. He can gather those youth, get a road constructions. The youth doing Galamsey. Mun form mun koya road construction. Now mun employer mun no mun fill holes no. No mun I just think that they can do something to solve this Galamsey problem.
I think I say Mahama Paunia bra so that at least they can lead some crusade. Hey, you want it and good evening.
Yeah, hello Sophia, good evening.
Thank you.
Having said the first thing is as a Democrat, you know, I would just have to wish to congratulate NDC for their victory. Democracy and a contest in particular is always one thing. And yet they are back when they but sometimes it's the margin that shocks everyone. And so you lose we internally we knew say from 2022 neighbor a formula adding. And we thought say maybe we have been able to change things. Now so massa. And congratulations to NDC. And I wish the President Mahama of 2024 to 2028 will be much better than the President Mahama between 2013 to 2017. That's all I would say on their victory. But it's their moment they should enjoy, because NPP in retaining here, I don't think they can enjoy until when you understand the dynamics of politics here. You shouldn't worry, and you are not going to cry over a spellmate. However, there are so many things. Sometimes, and you may be too. You go back, you undertake introspection, and that introspection it will unravel a lot of things. You say a lot of people wake away. So there are just sometimes you know because a friend is say bring games. President Kufuor perform well. Upon the year, President Kufuor performance put you up. President Kufuor put to every performance. Maybe NDC cry will come and tell yourself the fourth Republic he did maybe he's the best. But yet still NPP lost. And the only difference at times NDC near majority. NDC be taking majority. Those are the catastrophe for now. No, so. That's the difference. But even if you lose by the slimmest of margin, you have lost. There is no vacancy saying you can say really be a champion. But why are we trying to make it look it's so you lose extensive
because we're no more 100 seats crying in parliament. I think that's what makes it dramatic. And the fact that was so low in your own.
That's what I'm coming to. You see, the point is Yenya two about we ya then people said to conclude. And your party na ma ba mu bie. O party and say, did NPP not say the same thing to President Mahama in 2016 after the elections? It's sometimes not like that. Sentiment in says
normal teasing,
yes, a sentiment in says there will be time a sentiment in a back of form. Say the NPP. But do you know Sania Mana President Mills Mahama so Babayano? Do you know now no one to be Mama Casabia, Mr. Mama chance you? Everything Ghanaian society in Amano, everything. Yamau absolute majority. And the Yamau was so baba be implementing policy. And two parliament here, won't be make mini numbers and denominate one day.
Yeah.
And as a mean to be changing policy way, people will judge you. At the opposition is so no be NPP is so no. They will also begin to tell you who can wait, then they will compare say 2016 when they came. Yes, ye way, and check and balances, and then comfort but mean you about look at it, say, who can be say, NPP in 2020, no. Look at your vote margin. I think say, me try to have baby. The amount of NPP vote in 2020 is 7,730,586. As of 2024, year to year, 4,657,304. Difference of 2,073,283. This is the difference. And this is the same thing, the difference. I mean, person may quote numbers.
100,000, you check 100,000.
The difference here, 115,000. 205, 215, 115,215. But the point is, even President now really way no. Look at the margin now on the air day. Me fan say, what the nyaye. That means that only favor even from the kind of saying a floating voters in the crowd. One said there sir. Because
this is a coup d'etat by NPP supporters.
Agree. Yeah. I'm only analyzing it based on the facts. I say yes, your man is sounding to say be a NPP a dandy because people wanted some section of NPP for any bino move free. That's it. And now they want president out. Fine, president call. NPP wanted to alani issue can all the issues about. But then the question is now maybe a new crop of people will come.
Okay.
The Oma Banasuno, it will help say people will then begin to look at them. Oh, so when nobody afraid their member, when nobody a member, and the comparative analysis and assessment will begin. Obi catch them say Baumia and the class Baumia back the next 4 years. It's a lie. And I say it's not a it's not a proper proposition. Sure. Okay. NDC 2028, NDC the new candidate President Mahama cannot change the constitution. The reason being say President Mahama if you when absolute 200 you can pass all the legislation, but Ghana is practicing a codified constitution. And
well, the constitution is subject to interpretation. Okay, can continue the case because Supreme Court interpreting whether the tenure of office for the president should be 8 years or 4 years, running consecutively, or when there's a truncation of the 8 years. So the president, a big side of the court to be able. The Supreme Court can interpret it anyway. The Supreme Court. It is the Supreme Court, not Supreme Court. 8 years, no. So we have 4 years here. That means Mahama can do another 8 years. About 2032.
Yeah, and notice that you're okay. And what it here? Above the American side, American Constitution and UK and beyond here practicing. But what I'm trying to say is but we say we BBBR says here what I was trying to arrive at is that Ghana is practicing a codified constitution, and that the codified constitution, there are always entrenched provisions, and that entrenched provision, one of them.
When you entrenched position, when come this issue of 10 and entrenched, there be
for 2 terms, you know.
And you entrenched.
Okay.
I can't change clauses no.
I need to check. I may be wrong. No. But for the sake of ABR,
they are only subject to changes and amendments upon referendum. What's it? But when you want to go to the Supreme Court for interpretation, as I said, this assembly is near entrenched. So we have to go for a referendum. Yeah, we can.
Yeah, and no be na may drive to but so say entrenched because of say mention that inquiry. I will take your words on that and say and that could be another thing. But finally, answer na make on. There are high NPP problem 2016. It is gonna be the same problem NDC betimenya. The different piece there are high expectation on President Mahama now, or there will be. The reason being why a former president and our sister say all the experience our dibebumano and onya that kind of that sympathy now. Ebia because omubida and yam fan channel because all 4 years and at the same was our even President Mills the kakrakaka and that kind of sympathy ne bi obenyano and conform money that opportunity no. The whole idea no will be said waba deliver because what me who saying the campaign train no you said the experienced driver yeah the steer animal you can hold the steer and anyafe na abema obika excuses so all those things you know me believe say eyade ebeko etia ebeko against it because the expectation is so the world winning when it comes to human society sometimes managing expectation also become very difficult. Because people feel say you contribute to a 8 years and opposition and for financial they contribute a lot. And how are you going to manage them? How are you going to talk to them? And I say the question becomes you are also going to select new crop of people. Almost they need to market themselves. They need to also sell themselves for the general public to accept them. By that time, NPPs have vote now. Now, who say and NDC vote to na because you are looking at 18.5 million on the registered voter. Now say be a nipa kakra na toya, and even Ashanti region is about 60%. So say be a 2024. If everything come to play, all things being equal, no be a strong word to it is still going to be a very tough battle for any president.
One time I say, on your hope say NPP can come again if they do their homework. My papa, mama, good evening, Yakaba.
Good evening, Steph here.
Thank you. Adam also.
Nyamiadum. Yo, MPP party na me de make binenia SC. Said the last week I said Ghana de if a camp puntu nko dia enka 2018 no enko mbeko so hold power no because na your democracy Lawrence ba ye military rule mampeni nkofo ebese sign ma yehu say even obi akra bi tuma kire na dwen san say ye nyina aye oman ne ma enti ye hwe ne man so odi betoto akwa mu a eno antumi ama Ghanaian say ekoto aba ama MPP asantena so satan na ahokyera ye de aba wo hwe sa ahokyera na ye wo mu 2007 and 8 na enye bi na yehu no sei no enti wo hwe time so a MPP co position so a na wo hwe gaba even kura no ekọ run off Akufo-Addo time wa ekọ run off ye mfam free 2007 and 8 Akufo-Addo be hodu MPP mini we ntime nya adwuma mempe we na partner satisfy a good separate na co position won ko hwehwe partner from ra even omo di ba omiachi bebre kura akomemu no mu pese omo co position
okay
ade da ho for long afi na time aso say party no omo free say omo betuma yi ni yiye ama the sanity and say partner ni munyama ne kitano no a obia TMPP a na asa NDC kura say enye party ya wo bi but say asa NPP NDC kura benya that glory ne than NPP nenke ba ne say ye koto aba na Ashanti region NDC yetuma G6 even emfa bononto ho ahafo enye bibi ntia mintimi we nya adwuma na ye nkama sem no ene de ya be wie sei ndi say ye nyina ye mompae ema mahama so wi ni because majority gita ni the opeso ye Ghana bia no betima ya nsre nyame no hu ye mobo na mahama enya adwempa ma Ghana ye kwai who kosa this afia kakra me be kan say
first 120 days now ya adwem papa be bo Ghana with the majority that he has.
Yes obi antimi nka say ye mampani that say or obedi o man ni so bio no okita adwen bone ni mo ya ne nipa atwa ahohia anyone kasa o motive so ho se wanya adwene pa na nipa betwa wonti mantia wona ye nya president asabe current president we ya bashe bo say e ma no wotetu mo ya bashe bone ontiama ni obi ye mfumso wo abema wo sanke bia wotwe naso no no okrokro no omampani kufu anye saa wakopa cha okra no oso se wawaje atonse wafum dia ene wa akotwere nye saa me yiwadi nti na na kufu ado yesi discipline wo ba ebrochifu ye die hu atono so na ewe ba omiya me de me ka about 7 to 8 years ni because omo buy na me hu so mo planti omo prepare ba omiya se mene no a coming ha me ho because so ma wo ye adwuma mo anya adwuma economy no a ye de heri wo no wa faili nti u edi yan na be ka che Ghana for me yentu ba sen ko na sa bisma yi ba ya Ghana for na nkebesu si ehia ba omiya sen ko mra ba ye say enye easy na MPP for no so ntra ho say ba omiya me take over onko transfer ye yi kan ye no Mr Paul kan ye no na onwedwe ho bia da bi so ni ha onyini nkwa akire bia obetimi abaye bibi abo oman no nti ba bia ye dro idie okay asa nye de nti yemfa ne saa ene ye say ye hu the new trend eba ye elections ma na ase yabatu NDC man nyi omu dedda se motumi akọ ahafo Ashanti region Eastern region agi votes agi seats na the vote ane north mo de yebio saa na monso ma anye nieme yi a ebesi monso mbe luso 18 seats e ho no ebi kwa na mo nya one kra enti ye nyina infantry e hofo na ye hwe say
I know how to for kan no te aba Ghana for the come any
oh yeah this is via komom
same come ne ene bre no de be
yeah komom e na party na nkasa no MPP na nkasa no ekitani pa ba akopɛ ne enya mayuko so saa nti afi na don be MPP no kan na ni pa ba ko ye German for 16 years
okay
8 years opposition
amena say na uni avizo nkabi na ada good evening
Mr. Viamedasi, Nyamishra opa. Obi nipa bebra be kire wo madwen ba me madwen ye different. Ghana for aba na wo mokoto ye no. Wo hwe na wo ti ase pa. Wo de hwe senia ade ne koye no. NDC for boa wo mo ho se wo no mo de ba Ghana. Because NDC Oma dwina omo dwin ye nyina ne se saba no oma anweni a esese nipa wu esese omo sei no ma ba NPP tie dia me kiro no edie na si wo ayawa so edie na na ekoso aba ne ye ekoto ba bia obi abewura no office NDC for say obi the ballot box aba abechewo police fua guram akoka se bibia ni ho omo se no omo bobo glass e ho nka ba bia ye to aba ne ho yenko boase soja ni kuratuo ye si chinchina agise etuo no ye gifri ni nsem Sister Fia, a dear near quarter. Say Ghana, a banner year quarter. And this is for what you address and candy and people for pampa. Say what your yamu bar by ye. Move it to me, Ababa Cassa, where ya yaji. And so MPP for Ancasa, one who a member be a woman facey or more. Would you, I just have ya funny fact was and you one out say MPP member, I can say almost sorry, Empo miracle car say, and this is for say, one moving call electoral commission. No, I was just over the car say MPP, and when man Obi call MPP ni be uncle. Because MPP 4 year, one my gene say, or mine na musi mubebu, or mine na musi mope, or mine na musi because musi mo we knew. Say, and declare mo win dear, and ya dear say, as you be beba. MPP 4 say, Mumfa, Mumra mebu or mine. And not sister via Yabatua bana, mobabuye, Yama metua, mobabuye. It is a yanya day. Says I buy a cotoye. Say yanim guasie. And a year, said Ghana at the Benia cotuapa. And nipper baby go to ya DC for one. Because at DC for a bar, one mobile vote to no 2020 no. Uja mukra and nuru. Uja mukra noa and nuru. And you say, I mean, Abrosoba, I said you will be a honor. And this is what we break as on Kotuaba. And I can't say floating voters in Coca or more. And Kabaway, go there, what the Yaki police station, you know. Me here, get to know. One more see one more to ya win a crana or Mompene. One more see what you as what. So what ba, what bow, ballot box to see what. What's your name, say? Electoral commission is oh. Obia what you want crop where to walk. What's in no? This is Mountain Nico say. I'm peeping in his yaki. Mountain Asuko. And this is for everything me about the Jina Sokwa. Because woman him the Oma applying it. Woman him the Oma yet yes, and yet genuine. But a who woman this starting here no. MP before your my say because almost MP before try ya and can say me basic Ghana no and here would you to was in a tea say empo obia or what no half ya study about one ya kinda now obia or ya chairman or tunica no ko ya kaya bani yan kai you no tunica no ko I have to make because any partner or moment to abano. Oko freeway ya was mean corner minko. Min corner minko, yes, because a member woman namano. And young member, oh dear, this is here, oh dear, refrigerator, oh dear, what election departure. Such a new creature. Ah, and this in me, I face you know. What dear, what is a dear?
I think it was one of the bad.
Mr. Hong Kong. This is a Vianya Hong Kong. One dear Kaswa. Kaswa, Missy. Levio, Adiana, Yakano. Any amphitheatriano, and this is what say. Some more Musayan declare a winner. Any dear Bessie. If you are watching, me say me catch a man, me say Mompie. Me catch a minion say Mompie. And this is for Sophia dear me person me can you say, or mine ya dear mammo. Monye my yanshe. Say, what who choir ye, what who hospitals are yet to see, what who schools are yet to see. Yeah, Bompire, John Mahama may bigger than the Akufuado ye no. Yenina ye baboy and some Eddie Amano. Na yenina yaka say, and this international for 100 years. A year denya or mine ye di and I yepe medasi.
I mean now baby. Oh, good evening.
Good evening, Sophia.
Indeed. Oh, they also sponsor for Chrome or that. Indeed, I then and I chim down for one. Because
na mini penny back say It was Ghana against NPP. I wouldn't say Ghana, entire Ghana against NPP. No, it was NPP against NPP.
So it was MPP against MPP.
Yes. You know, I was monitoring the elections from early morning. Any other, I was getting calls. And it's the fair to interest you to know, say, maybe not me hano. Now I'm call for the premier. Is your moko franco for some kotraba almost pesca. And I'm saying, no, scouts, you release this guy then. Amamo. Why don't you give ABA Obi TNT? Because the ideology said me pesca sama kotraba no originated from NPP. That archaic policy na ye war and constitution ma. This any packet to be na parliamentary primaries. You could ni presidential primaries. You could twaba ekoyi sa parliamentary primaries na. Omo sika kese PM no. Ene niema PM no. Enti sister via obi twaba ekoyi o MP. Say o medi party na keke. Why be 5,000? Why 10,000? Ene mention about when you do a one miska menyede. And it interests you to know, say, people travel from Accra, Kumasi to Odan. So I'm wako party office. Mummy TNT, almost a Kotwaba bra. There be only Kotwaba be a man farmer. Funny TNT mano, no Konkotwaba. On send a woman diaco, almost first kind mano. So do you expect the person to go and vote? Almost said I didn't know. So one aspect of it, day of election, anything about 2:30 a year. And I'm a catcher, me offer bako. Say, on free home coffee. Yeah, because we
not that line.
Yeah, police station be a year. Police station bako. Nipa trouble about 1,400. As at 2:30 to 3. Then nipa kotono, enu 200.
Wow.
And after we monitor from Kumasi, Ashanti region, Eastern region now, the same trend. So you could clearly see, say, the pain now, to me, one will say, you call grassroots elections up to the national elections, to the flag bearership from 2022, they banning them. So the pain a woman, any other no, we couldn't solve it. Jeff couldn't solve it. Where Kennedy Agyapong Diana? Now, Nana, say, oh, na can back platforms to be just for the cameras. I could say that because when you say somebody is supporting the party, we are talking about the operations of the party. And it's if you deport the church, we want to talk of operation. That is the anchor of the party. And Kennedy didn't do that. And into those people, who they look at it across all the big whips are almost sorry tab or Miachi. Kennedy vow said they will lose their seat. They all lost their seat. They all lost their seat. Northern region seat a reclaiming some time ago in now you can't factor. And he said it. Sometimes it may be a open secret. We shouldn't just tackle ourselves. And then can say, one in town can say, oh, lose 2008, no. This is a disgraceful defeat. A BC that I did matter. Airtime. Why could you lose within that margin? On say, is if you show no, me theater be say man fra na be na busy but me monitor na me share comment me nua no yeden e churu go. E bi mo hot me say genuine concerns. Sometimes you raise a concern, you pick a phone, you call. Me say me MP, me kwesi akwakasa be say 2020 campaign away here, you are not doing it. House to house now call you are not doing it. Only you go.
I had a plan obi saba had the can say. Minim ni pakro oba the can say or bagana and saying nani fie e wo joso NPP for about 3 times.
We lost touch totally. So meanwhile, the pictures you were claiming now quite 2008. The mistake now and one year could repeating the worst. And to say MP senior they lost touch. Oh, it's acquired there, no go area. Oh, or down there, no go area. Or down here, no go area, fine. But now, 2020, we lost whooping 7,000 plus votes in order compared to 2024.
In the 2024,
2024 MP, because you now own 26,000 plus, and they own 19,000. You see, these are some of the things, and you could clearly see, say, one, though Bawumia did his best, say fine, Obefre Ken, Obefre Dr. Nanemo, Obefre we Obia say you should come on board. Let's help together. Then fine, he did his best. But the point is, other people, the big waves in the party now, they still have that boss now. They couldn't come down. They couldn't come down. Point two, where is a fear. Ye deep politics, ye wuye tunu. Ye co-elections, ye national elections, say presidential elections, no campaign no, is for the flag bearer and his team. And now parliamentary elections no, is for the party executive from national to constituency. Parliamentary elections and look at it. Jeff Kodia. Jeff Kodia.
Kodia.
Kodia. I don't know. Nana B. Na a vice na a running mate na Udinechi. Meanwhile, you should have moved the seat from Accra, the secretary seat no, from Accra to Ashanti region to stay there and go with your team house to house, every corner to corner. We didn't do that.
Okay.
We didn't do that.
And they blame the national executives on the Bemo.
And your Monkwa.
Okay.
Why the presidency. The huge blame is for the presidency. 2022 they bar say sound you can refer to through Yankasa MPs. Sorry, TIA. Any other no. So the ordinary Ghanaian will say there. The general Ghanaian will say there. Why MP for crack? And they say, as many DC for Kenyans. They say no crazy biana. They say when we see Canada BB. Almost said that the perception. Oh, I say or then champions was the catch or say Bonichi for when you know Chini. Because some in so no more. And now your own MPs. And I'm sorry at you. That scene there by it was very huge. And the party's mistake. You could ye or say chairman Sabunsu, every parliamentary leadership, no, it was a huge error.
No, say chairman Sabunsu, nothing I didn't cover with unity. How was that an error?
It there be say or not in Crawford they different, but say within the parliamentary setting, he commanded the respect. And you because of unity, and then this focus say no, how do you to me match say chairman Sabunsu?
Okay.
I'm a because he has his way. Or say chairman Sabos who say, let's put everything aside. He has that integrity.
But what will the role in parliament have done to stop parliament seat in the game?
Would there be also a Nanka end time parliament in Yemen CC, then came to me again.
Yeah, but you still lost the seat. I don't see the correlation between the.
We lost the seat because we couldn't handle situations. And these MPs, you see, that delegate election, they because almost expanded electoral college, delegate elections, not parliamentary way, say, why would you go for Katie Yamon again in Adansiasoka? Look at the age. Why would you go for a former health minister again? You see, and there might be Honoma. NDC, one of the things I said, they learn. And mistakes be Honoma said they are deal with that be higher. And say don't get you the next from Casa. This is how we are going to do it, and we will do it no matter what. And it is helping them. And this if you are too interested to know, say, and this no opposition, Emma TNT say Jikoto. Now the money has been released down on the Gumbutum. And this is the most I don't know. I just don't want to use those words.
Because the same thing happened in 2008. NPP for a moment.
And the same mistakes. The same mistakes, no. And I said, and MF, before me landing, now somebody was saying, say, Baumia factor, Baumia some rebel man as I say. To me, no, honest truth, Baumia is a fine gentleman with huge integrity. But the point is, if you look at the votes, I anticipated back from the Zongo caucus. The Muslim communities in the cry didn't come. Every police station, the NPP wouldn't say 5 executives every police station. But zero. Where was the executives? They didn't vote.
Is it because they were confused about his Muslim status?
That is the point.
You see, because South Philadelphia move was a wrong move.
Why? Who advised him to go there in the first place? Yes. 2028 is a no-go. It's a no-go for bringing Baumia back. It's a no-go. We shouldn't even bother ourselves to bring Baumia back. That's what my kind of opinion.
Yo, I know I'm not happy. I know I'm not happy. I didn't have fresh loss into Yahoo. Yahoo. Fred, I'm not good evening. Hello, Fred.
I'm not
Fred, you're not.
Hello, Sophia.
You're not.
Sister Fiatinka.
I don't come because we're in freezing.
Okay. It's your name, my power, my Ghana.
Yeah, that's it.
NPP, about Mulusian, in Nana, near percent NPP use. Nana, Nana, a buy. In a Nana, non discipline, like Ghana. But I'm not buying a Bay West. Wababe West, and a two. Kabian Kabino, too much.
Can't be an answer there.
Can't be Nanado, either be sick or minus or no. Oh, yeah, dear, more mine. It's a national category we could see. Ghana for CMP was a chinchina maye. Galam say, say or minus assay. I said, where you are considered one territory. One casa o minister, finance minister, Ghana for CMP was a chinchina on one and transfer. On the company na o mfi no bia kan no tumo ana obi a hwe no ana o ye de ope ye nyina na ye twa ne say up 27 December be do no o de be kire ne say 7 Ghana for ye in 1960 ni bi se say yo 21st century internet any normal ye cheap and this first time GBC one announce bi no ene o ye bia within 5 seconds na edru ba bia. Nti se wo ya ade na Ghana for catch us say ade a wo yi yempa eye Ghana for ne do ba ye na wo bu oman no e de amaye umu oman na mfa ma 7 wa chen for abusuan no baabi ai onye atem abusuan pani e wo Ghana so nti se wo ya ade na se catch us ade o yempa o se wo tie yen saa so na ye be catch NDC for se Ghana na e da ho no 7 saa tete no ma no ana ye na namo ana NDC di twam for NPP because in a modern world, the same thing as some mistake say nando the same thing. You best have to tia woman. Sisi and you swear dear. Enya de say be gina park. You person man konim. On penny mahama bana obano. Omebu Ghana mamu. Mani mebu party mamu. The person catch na no. Omebu Ghana mamu. And your part of because it's a Ghana no, you need AB.
Yo, Fred, and now I see baby, internet no quite freezing. Sorry for that. And med over so, but where you not to process. So, Mama, good evening, Aquaba.
Good evening, Sister Fia. Patrol, where they?
I don't know where.
Nakopa, the Moya, I where they betcha Ghana for near that. Asante for so as I said, or Mashe and Munyam. Futuwe eja yetu omofo sa omofai NPP for so ye catch them. We gave them the warning. Say
I think one now can say Ashanti region and Niti region should punish them.
I told them, say if you want say this is the time if Mikacho said this is the era, these 3 years has been a very tough and rough for Ashanti region and even Ashanti Ken. All because of lack of development in the region. So it gave an opportunity for people to disrespect and ridicule Ashanti people. So even if you give them T-shirts, they will just go and vote for you. Now, NDC also hammer on it, and it worked for them. So imagine, say Ashanti region, say, oh yeah, quite yeah, projects, but I don't know the market be a commission Ashanti region, not even a market. And not even an interchange. But now Omokaso, they've done so many roads, they built Agenda 11 hospitals and whatever. But Kotie Asante for now, Omokase, there was nothing of that sort. They've not seen any development, anything Amomanko. And that's also the powerhouse of your, voters. A hona man for Babetua ba Sister Bibi. Intina Anyam was another party, every party was focused in Ashanti region. Some was spending even a month in Ashanti region. They knew what was going on there. Internal America, they be a man say Ghana has about it's not based on some free education. I was telling you the economy was part of it. Infrastructure is also part of it, and jobs are also part of it. And our Kuma said the economy factor worked and the infrastructure also worked in Ashanti region. Omo businesses, they were having challenges with their businesses, taxes, and even the dollar rate. Because Ashanti region, among for a business, omo to Kwanko Turkey, omo to Kwanko China, omo to Kwanko Dubai, and a to Faniama. But all these things were playing out. But as if said they saw so Ashanti Ombeto, Yanko Camp, Yanko Fani and video Ombeto. But they showed them, said no. That trend is changing. And a generation, what Ashanti region, what generation dynamics now? All generation for no me stuck to NPP in the so a fade out to right now the new generation ebano. Give me project, give me good economy, let me get a job, I'll vote for you. That's the trend that Omoko with it. In one of indicators now share wow kofa wow ni pebi mania research. No, but the catch
also. I think to be fair, the research, Dr. Donker research is captured. Okay, I said 25 years to 55 years for normal MPP because they are
I remember.
most affected by the CD dollar exchange rate in the economy.
Yes, I remember. Once you do baby Kwame, now I was arguing with his research and I'm for we don't want to agree. Baby Anna may argue with the research and was also do baby Anna, but we appreciate vote. Which me didn't dare sister fear. Na me huni because
I know there could be possible because Ghana be able to meet that house say oh you better buy into.
Well, yeah. Because Musa Dankwa so more global info analytics now. Key issues was the economy. Okachi said Ghana for now they are going to vote based on the economy, which the same trend happened in the United States. Even United States now, what like with the class of people over there, they voted on the economy. And we have Maslow hierarchy of needs. The first thing will be sorry, Diane, obedi, car obefane, juma obeko. These are basic things people are looking out for. Now, if the basic things they are having challenge with it, you no matter what, they will vote against you. But it seems the NPP for no, they sideline the economy, sideline corruption, sideline jobs, and base their everything on free SHS and then digitization. Digitization shouldn't also be a campaign message because if you digitization moves along with our daily lives. Oh yeah, you cannot choose this one thing be made. That's the wrong thing. So they shot themselves in the foot and they put all their eggs in one basket. And coming to MPP and Kasande, the truth be told, Nanado has scattered MPP. That's the truth that we have to tell people. Like MPP Nana Yenim back of all this. In Penifoni, they all sat and kept quiet. Sometimes now Metis Okaso, Dambo Tremo, their strategists, or more Yenima underground. Me, I was laughing in my head. Osha NDC winner, they have to even thank because the strategy that he adapted, he was doing evangelism and door to door. You would I don't remember the last time who said a platform based on Mahama Moye. He was doing outreach, smaller villages. I want to see look at megaphone no or yeah. You get it? The strategy MPP put across and it didn't help. A come the amount for organizing jamboree near to Sisifia, like pissing people off. Mrs. Efia, me, I saw it coming. And me, and I wasn't surprised because look, Ghana, the economy wasn't good. Jobs was not there, corruption, so and the elders of NPP were quiet watching what will happen.
I think they spoke, but internally, no one I think there were key issues that they did inside. Now I think I need can't wait on Wednesday.
Eugene, and then me say Eugene MPs in Ashanti region MPs came up they were begging Akufo-Addo to just let Ken Ofori-Atta go.
But now he didn't letter 88 people they signed letters. So in terms of Eugene Subin MP, he was very I disagree also Amanka. People were attacking him.
I said they said as you know some of them were afraid because once in a party now some MPP party now voice out they can single you out MP then they will pair somebody.
Oh they singled all of them out, but sometimes people have to show balls.
And it went a long way to hurt them. And now Ubeka MPP long Paula Foucault Kennedy Agyapong is which a Japan issue people have been harboring bitterness, and even till now, even with Alanchemati issue, no, people still harbor that bitterness in it.
Okay.
So it will take them, me, I know it will take them a very long time. But me, what I'm happy in say Ashanti region, at least you're vindicating and say, you know, the t-shirt bar, and then the bed that I am here to about. We vote based on projects, we vote based on development, we want development for the region. Mahama ba, na central market utimi beye, utimi be C5 interchanges, and utimi beye ma. Ashanti region a share of the development it deserves. I won't be surprised the next time they will vote, people will even come out and come and vote for him. Because that's what the youth did to drum home a point to a man no more castle Ashanti region is a done deal. It's a done deal. So Stefia may side of it.
Mami na pa mpacho ya na o increase lights no time na. Nana ma pick out that me to for mama good evening akwaba.
If ya
light no when
oh, sorry. I went to Kakensi. I am Pocho Moajo today. It would then go for them American. Waba fresh into Yoka Crew. Into NPP for me blame one. But the kind of platform they be about some Copenhagen show. It's either NBC or NPP. Look at the trajectory. Sometimes, you know, you will be we analyze things before we speak. But because Obi knew when you agreement, the American, I mentioned my back at me about them and born from home. Into our nation born from home, what I'm saying is what I know. As I say, I'll be by us today. And this is for up and this you know, or the Cuba Ghana. O platform Ghana make sure there. You bought to a band pepe. Obiarum Bobia. Se police in here, and I saw the new police station. So the new end is here. So why do you have to use that one? Look, people have to be honest. You didn't play your role well. You've lost an election. There is nothing wrong with it. Accept it. Go back, re-strategize, and come again. But then, you know, never can NDC forward threaten to be. It's not a here or there. Oh, be on threaten to be on mention. My catch all platform you do. There. Sometimes I can't. I can't remember this one thing. They listen. But the fact that 1 year jamboree, 1 year campaign like MPP is doing, doesn't mean that they are not doing anything. Mamba can't show at the NDCA. I'm privy to it. If you remember, anytime I'm about platform, I'm a catcher. I can't master. Around that time, it was strategy. I wouldn't have come and tell you there. And this is why you be. You get it. But they knew what they were doing. Finally, I know the NPP, they are actually angry within them. Now, someone working in Arno, are they trying to tell me that they did not know all these things when they were campaigning? No,
only the one call. The others went on the one to me.
Oh, now UK, they be alba or say a Obota.
It's allowed to be depressed. Allow him.
If ya, Mama Cassimbi, on social media platform. I have only one girlfriend in this world. Mommy. My girlfriend, please allow me. For the past 8 years, Obi Biara watch me, watch my robot because of NPP NDC. I mean, from a channel call. Now, which one will you mentioned Kofi Tonto. Fine gentleman, but at the point, a bit of a questioner, which of course you're actually trying to help him. Instead of him to answer, he will answer with an insult. That is Muraklabaji is another corporate. One social media langas, no, but I can more listening in our home. I hope you will be ashamed be army from a trail call. One after the other, make sure be able double. We are not for Yanko.
No, that's all right. That's all right.
If you are also with your for single reason. That is to tell you that when people say things or when people ask you questions, whether political lens or whatever, it is up to you to answer. And when there be some there, catch them there, many opportunity. As a minka, as you explain the 24-hour economy, you ask the same to World Boss. Now, if I explain it to you here, Obi obey my robot, you permit us a pound, but obey my robot.
You get it. Yours is to propagate your message.
And see, in be some questions. No, why say na roba? And this year when you want results. This year people and this one 190 seats. And people were paying one parliament. In here, we don't need them. What is a phenomenal case, Mamma there? Since I'm minority one, but no one on to sometimes people have to give the Ghanaian voters some level of respect. I mean, I respect, but in woman, so the Ghanaian politician has to know that they can never take the politician for a right, the Ghanaian voter for a ride. Why will you tell me that Usongo was one bar to vote? Because you know that you actually thought they were shallow-minded. How can you do a whole lot of things 3 days or 1 week to election? You keep on cutting tapes and commissioning. Why? And this commission and your commission, they were empty concourse. Outdoor now nature. No. And this will be if they behave, Ghanaians will vote them out. Nobody should tell me about any third force. Third force will be any baby or your NDC, NPP. You come, you perform, they retain you. If you misbehave, they kick you out. And I mean,
2061 NDC was saying that the area elections, I think even me, as even I wasn't even reporting, but I was on TV doing the anchoring. What kind of area results may change your group? Now you see how those things is not true because the voters, like I say, should not be taken for granted.
Another thing that happened this election, I don't know, I mean, on some occasions, my boss platform, when you're back and forth. No, as a group, I don't know President Mahama from anywhere, right? But I sit back, there, and someone was talking about the man. About 90% were all lies. So this time around, there is no way some of us will sit down for anybody to come and say something which is not true.
Who said it though?
Oh, come on. Means we blocked it because initially, was set agenda. It's something that they wanted to do, use to tarnish the man.
If you're a politician, you know that these things are normal politics.
But
normal political comments.
We were
2016, some clear errors that NDC made in 2016. The good thing is that NDC is showing like IMF lady what they have. These were things that Mahama has even said it, that he would do it better now. And if you look at his 120 points, you see that this is focus, it's strategic. Yes. These are things that NDC never did in 2009. They didn't do it in 2012. So sometimes when you say, oh, it's somehow okay, unless we are talking about NPP, which on one day they are allowed to do propaganda, that's their job.
Yeah,
but when media today, nobody like these were the things that were IMF reports, World Bank reports about the state of the economy that the media said.
There were some. I know there were some.
NPP. Look now, the same media NPC put it.
No, my
last 2 weeks.
No. If you I never listen. That means I'm trying to tell you that you are doing your job. But there are times you don't allow some of us to express ourselves.
Defamatory.
If you are
my boss's job,
don't prepare your day, also NDC. Research, I catch it. But NDC was on the phone. I'm say NDC is on the on your kind of platform, you know NDC their office. Do you get it? It is an opportunity there, enlightening people. Let's say back at the NDC is on power. Indirectly, you are trying to call this affection for NDC. Or tell them irresponsible was a call.
That's a fair comment.
Exactly. I will definitely defend the party. When you go, my membership card, can you imagine?
Well, I'm going to have anymore. What they
why research will go for now? I also apologize. You have to apologize. There were a whole lot of research. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, sir. Yeah. Yeah, quick one.
Not
okay. Yeah, I think so. I mean, losing Lingina if we from the top, from Nanado. And this thing started from somewhere. Before Cancer started in 2022. It started somewhere 2020 before COVID. And when I started, so yeah. And now I'm out for punishing now. Votes no. Kind of say votes not a drop. Oh yeah, I paid it. Or whom say no. The aircon one you're very careful. Obey you. Independent candidate. Let's start dinner. How do you call it? The powers. And man. And no, I feel we will take it majority. But how come say president yatitel I can need back yatitel? Put him could deny him for him and catch almost sorry. Abraham him say I henry no a buy and some politics no ever. I mean, I didn't believe Nanado say Nanado bed behave this in my life. Yeah. The Uncle cartoon is so need all kind of I mean a lot. No, Nanado money in our bed. If we Ghana by just 3 weeks ago, Steph, ya misu could do Marcia on. Now, ya pass ya punish no. This is Swami. From Swam runabout all the way to Bremai Junction. The Omaya Honomono.
Am I there?
Just say, there is nothing going on.
Construction on my jai.
None. On my jai construction, no. 3-4 days ago, yeah, I can't say, almost better way. And I'm saying, yes, Swami, how do you call it? Bremai Junction and Marco Junction. The lines are basically one more. Because I said, when say one baby. Sorry for using those words on your platform. So that's it. Just say, oh, Jane, maybe who I want to ask you. Who wants a ring road? Oh, buy nothing. From President Kufuor started so far in church. From G, Confanoche, to all the way to a Buakwa. For her kind, up to now, they will say, no maintenance. A year flyover, year or honor, 1 year or so fly honor. There is nothing, there is no maintenance going on. So, from just a air time. Say, a car Raga Junction. I was saying, come here, flyover, Nibio. President before you and the but nothing. Call a year, kind of saying, a head from airport runabout, nothing. Runabout, I first to do airport. If out for shepherd at time. Oh, now doing when not make quite the Simon, I revel ye, or 2-4 a can't initiative your the buyer. I feel they know 2-4 begging for say.
I confirm.
Yes,
I know 2-4 more.
Yes. One of Papa our ferry to said ye, or you'll be nothing for 48 and a new to said ye, on your beer. Now, President Akufo-Addo bet me up for say you 2-4 in crack catch and say, oh, sorry. And that's all 2-4 him. I him to be. That's how they and when my man in Ashanti region. Or one gasa he butu the crap we on him. Oh, what to me quote him and him. And I don't even go to go see any crack and could this uncle assem no. Oh, what shall say? What any kind sad din some phone sa ye can't Furiata. Imagine from 2017 up to 2020. 2023 asa na ama nakọ abanfo gange say ye man nko o se chenchina o ye hwan. I mean media say omo lose power. They will go back and learn whatever they did wrong. So that's it. And at the same time, when your friend is saying this is so they shouldn't thought say I mean omo you okay. No. And this obia be kwa samba. But maybe about Umiane, I hope say they will bring him unless say Kennedy Agyapong decided say no on contesting the. If he's not going to contest Baumia there, they should bring Baumia back. But Napo need to be changed. And NPP started losing again. Oh, now right you know or two for coding for movie. And we are now Jubilee Park. Ako 2 bomb we say in Chroma Crano and Mokwame Chroma Crano. Then the ban on one as I realize who said no, I can't cross ourselves. It's also yes, man, it's changing now some more better. Oh, fine, Nyansane the all but also did not platform anymore. Who did not stage? I also nyabo check now to once it. You see, what best say Baumia be bia or starting bia. What best say no. And the Kufuado so say Baumia or not. This a Kufuado and Casan and Loke Baumia cry. So, but anyway, maybe the American no bet on best to say about Unyaka and they will go and regroup themselves and come back. And I know, say, all the seats no more losing in they are going to get it back. Especially sa or boise hono money and dance hono mono. How come say or
already me I want to be free, me say I want to fabric and I'm free. Finding in yet I want to
from Anya Quanta.
I to about 90%. Me one of me that go to be well.
Me say me I don't want to identify myself. A free Santa's runabout. Koka Anya Quanta. From Santa's runabout, Koka Anya Quanta. The Omaya Pino. From Santa's runabout to me find say Santa's Kokobin Hodie. And how you okay? Say Hodie, a old road. But a free Kokobin air corner. Ekosi Anya Quanta. It's a hot more almost almost a double road. Double road, no. Just say no contractor on that road.
On that side, yo. Yeah, that's it. And only I mean, I bet me no be who say lose from 2020 no. Come in now, I'm who's lose. Me lose you know me. Me the catcher for say me enya de kra me metie results. You say no put you kra wa here wakuma no betu. Yeah. Wakuma betu. Yo,
this is brother me dance.
Why? That's it. After now, I say baby you so betie. And only ask them no more in tears to the end of okay. We bow ways. Good evening.
Good evening, Stefia.
What's the cool conscious? You almost to Abane saying, almost what that turn out to say?
Oh, say almost about 80%, but only now to my NPP.
I'm not just almost there.
Almost is
Hey, oh,
yeah, same. But Prof Ofori or NPP niya.
Prof, yeah, I'm just a cat or NPP.
Okay.
Last time about cat or NPP.
I'm saying I shouldn't crouching about me. Last week, me catch you say research be abeka them. I don't know election polls and yet easy so in Tiana ya to your book kakra. Intina make us say na me pay Dr. Bonfen I discuss the research.
But Dr. Bonfen predicted it though. Who's all predicting? The polls show say 25 years between 55 years and they will vote NDC. They will vote.
This is the outcome no. The outcome no. I know they are totally wrong.
Outcome no. Okay.
But anyway, and for in na you home moment you discuss for Ghana see fan transporting for Nina. But unse ye can san nanado the industry papa because no me want to say yes any boss of be the president until no abedi na the oko because say na nipa ba ko ne kan no pese usha na the oyi na ate so pese ba me be wini mini ana kan say na ahemfo na otiatia omo ne oko voter region ensure yi fa omo say na any sense because how can a president talk like this? I don't know the funny thing is the list is long. Okay, we will pass it whether I like it or not. We will pass it e-levy. And I put this on the break. I put the Kwame Nkrumah semi. Me Kwame Nkrumah the way I go for Bruno. And Ghana we are seeing on the books meaning Africa Must Unite. It has been translated into even Arabic, Chinese now, or translated. It's a big mistake. Katie Hammond, and also say, Tisekube. Let's know why. Oh, yes. Or see a Tisekube, youth, no see a Tisekube. What I say? It's your not many Makoji on Ghana Fanta, when you come on, Makoji Bia, I am here saying minimum sanon. Oh, Katie Hammond number one. Seriously. Oh, Katie Hammond and how Kumsen. On the same so any Japan and a second Nipan Mesa. Yes.
When you say can the MPP lose that?
Yes. Anamati. Because me tell more already, so me tell more discussion. Me say almost lose me the papa. But anyway, inti MPP I said no. Aside economic challenges, no. All more behavior, no. I just amount of football complete style behavior. Now me about me and answer me because unknown as a person, I think say a very very good person. But group no didn't want to bomb no. Or my yodium sanity. Abe moja na be funny mo. Because how can museum can go all say we mate. Now we drive and just you should desist yourself a bit. A minimum point may resign seriously. Because the Akufado here be behind you chest or supporting no. But I think me also a digital man, but because time who say we know they are very fast. I think no actually say a digital because under 14 hours no who say we. It is if you I mean can't say about quick chat to more can say na MPP for me to but you then the trace of more matter no mama to me MPP for.
MP the statistics shows voter turnout. Statistics
shows.
Yeah.
Muna musi emfa data ngasa but say
have you seen the data? My vote no 2016 is almost the same thing away now. In additional one 100,000 pay.
But
and if you look at the areas now, voter turnout in Ashanti Eastern Region, MPP strongholds now was below 60%, which is very abysmal. So, and Professor don't very certain shows that the voter turnout in MPP strongholds no very low. See, if you look at the specific data from Omo regions now, almost stronghold the one voter turnout here very low.
Yes, Matthias, yeah, all the stronghold ne can be Matthias, but me just say Ghana will be any more than 5 million voters to work channel. Because
but they have a basic 4 million, will be a basic 4 million. If you look at the
that's right.
They have 4.5.
Yes. There can be floating voters are on bit some at any time. And to me, no, make sure even though MPP for stronghold, it could be say they are indifferent or my margins or one to more and not just only MPP for. Internet there be a because Ghana in here blank slot ballot sheet Europe will be.
Rejected ballot.
No, take your blank and no obeko to say you don't trust any of the candidates. It can be a message. What I say, if France I say you will be like obe blank and I thought I could almost be third because they don't have trust in, and it's also a message. What I say, and they make come but worry somebody vice president. It's somebody Jao Mirena and said,
one worry somebody vice president.
Oh, who names them go forward somebody vice president?
Why?
Okay, there. There be somebody Jao Mirena, and I'm
say divorce they trigger at any time, you know, and anything can trigger divorce, you know.
Okay, but I mean,
Dog, Mama, good evening. Hello, dog.
Yeah, Mima, good evening.
Good evening.
I say, dear, me just like not always me can. MPP for more performance in government, you know. And more results sana or more. Most times I am me say accountability, you know, in here. They be a more they will say it nicely. It do time or more rambe account here, na kwa yes. So this is a fear. I was not surprised. Say elections, you know. Say Anna Ebeko. As to say of 110 out, you know. Mene Kofi again. In Kofi can so as MPP for be Briama to Abano. But a chunk of those might be floating voters. Because we are only die-hard supporter. Our movie is a buy and we share that need the cry and support on the course. I don't know who we see the time I put in a line. Well, it may say MPP for sa we know Moncaso, no Munko for Uncle or Munya research and film Kakra. They might not be their core party we supporters. A lot of them could be floating voters and our one core anchor to Abano. The third thing I can say, this is the affairs, you know. Now, say, who can be say we are NDC near. There were places here. Now, who could now you will name say we NDC near. As I call for
either some mobile and I say it's like looking at you some way. That thing is being broken. I was NPP. I am very worried about that. And this party, oh, they name NPP for more that way now. But that is what is going on. NDC party, see, I will be a brazenly to me by out catch yourself NDC. Who can be a challenge you? First, no name, sir. It's me say NDC, your mama, based on the first government, the experience of work, any over second time. With me to tune in the year, NDC, stay around for a while. But also, na a common power struggle, some of these things, SAT earlier. I careful grab 2028 you cry your mucha.
So if the researcher knew that there will be low voter turnout and that will affect MPP, why did he predict victory for MPP? Well, last time I Dr. he could not predict or see on to me MPP be winning. Because MPP before imagine no was below 50%. So he could not stick his head out. And I think that was the beginning of the science because and he even mentioned say low voter turnout was more against MPP than NDC because almost strongholds no voter turnout no This is Alice. Good evening.
Sister Fia. Ghana for I think after elections, any Democrats and after I believe. I think this is the perfect time, the next 4 years, for any third party or communications here. And if they stay on the toes of this new government, if they don't do what they've promised, if they don't do the right things, there's a possibility that third party, third force now, my challenges are every time I should be somebody else, anybody apart from MPP or NDC. This might be the opportunity. This is the time for that to happen. Ghanaians have really shown this election, Charles Davia. It's been interesting.
Showdown elections.
Showdown is serious. It's crazy. But what we've done, we've just flip the coin the other way. It's the same coin. We needed to show it to the two party. But I strongly believe, say, if MPP, NDC doesn't do, that's the next elections, but if there's a third party, I'll bet me keep the Ghanaians reminded of it. What NDC did, I believe, is they kept reminding Ghanaians, when we say and people, some of the NDC people really, Sami Jata, the guy, LGBTQ guy. He kept NPP. He kept NPP. He deserves a trophy for this. Ghanaians, we are starting to understand what democracy is, and I hope we keep to this. Yama NPP for a shock of their lives. I've seen the parliament seat in chart.
Less than 100.
It's crazy, and I hope it keeps going that way. This should serve to all politicians. Say Ghana for yati asio. Sisi anoba no wanya ne pa. Eni biaba yebe you.
Showdown.
Yebe you. Obifu from beba, and that's what we need to keep doing. And yes, sir, my one petition, NDC was a mutia. Munkonko pa educhuncho, Minister of Education. Munko pa educhuncho and bring him into this government.
I know that won't happen. It won't happen. It won't happen. At least we go to also market time of position. It won't happen. Yeah.
The kind of work Educhum has done. If Ghana for sometimes they kind of cry, you know.
I think before that Twaso, but they will not bring him in their
government. God, that guy has worked. That guy has worked. If they won't bring him back, they should secretly see him. So his ideas, his policies, some of the vision of this America, the way he's changing education in Ghana, it's ridiculous. I think.
Do you think that they do to me a running mate and the results and be any different?
I think if it was not Baumia, and I think Baumia was just a sacrificial lamb. I don't even know some persons who are Edina Badiuma. If Educhum was there, Baumia was the problem. Baumia is simple. Baumia was the problem. They could have gone with anybody else and they would have given NDC a tough time. anybody.
You think that Kennedy a candidate and Alan a
The
candidate?
same when we Kennedy Mama showed down, it would have been it would have been tough. It would have been much better than Baumia. Baumia was a non-starter. That was their problem. And you know, maybe I'm so excited, and all I keep thinking is Kofi Granting. I wish Alan Cash
Kofi Granting didn't make a proper show.
Don't bring my
more votes than Alan Chemartin. Have you seen that?
Wow.
Yes. Got more votes than Alan Chemartin.
Alan situation in the MRA but I'm telling you,
not NPP not pissing in one NPP more. Now would have been his best to say that
next time, yes, he would have definitely got
maybe I'm in Kennedy Agyapong or something I don't know.
In next time, you know, me, I see about me as a sacrificial lamb. And NPP just put them out there because there's no way NPP sat down and thought they could win this election. Then they were delusional. If they actually thought they would win it, then there was something going on. And Baumia has just been, we'll see if they will re-nominate him again next election. But I strongly believe this is a celebratory time. We should all be happy because for the first time, Ghana, where is more than another win, no winning, you know.
Oh yeah,
this is more than that. We have systematically voted from top to bottom to change administration. And it's always MP no one brow chroma. You were gone. I am I'm also excited for the independent candidates. No munya, you know. A+. I think I've seen only 4 of them so far. I'm hoping some more and more gradually independent candidates, people that don't stand for either of these two parties.
I think Kofi will start as independent candidate, get into parliament and start pissing in from there.
It's possible. It's very possible. But I'm just saying, whoever wants to take the next election, this is the time. Everything you have to post. That is American election. That's exactly what it is. The Republicans are very good at finding topics to just emotional topics to get the people always like flared up, and the Democrats are here picking ridiculous ones, and you know, and that's why they, you know, someone like Trump can win an election. Trump, you know. So me, I'm very happy. Ghana for you, I know, yeah, honorable warrior, and yes, quiet, Juma. Keep your people alert. Keep the Ghanaians alert. NDC they've kept Ghanaians alert this past 4 years. Maybe they didn't do it in the first term. The second term, Kofi Granting, please, let's revamp our team. Kofi Granting, I hope one day he becomes president of Ghana. We need a third party. NPP and NDC, they are not going to help this country. Okay. But we'll see what Mahama does. It looks like he has a different plan. And his agenda now we're releasing, you know. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah,
we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Papa Jerry, good evening.
Yeah. I'm saying him.
Show down, Mama.
I'm saying him.
Oh yeah.
And then I can be person me meet here. Man in town. Any.
Wabako.
Rather. On the last because I'm a chidi matter of father who did and then go anyway, politics. If you have a car that mini who host to mini Kofi Tonto during primaries, no, I'll be better than Muma Ken. Me can send me. I want to repeat it today so that the audience should hear me today. If you are saying, say, you see things different than will be on your insider. I keep saying, I mean, MPP, I'm MPP sympathizer since 92. Me fear for you, MPP. There's no way at the end here, we will tell you the truth. No more, you fix it. But rather, no people say, oh, you are bitter. I don't know. Why would I be bitter? Ghana, yeah, me chrome 40 will be me fear 40 Ghana. Me by showing so beka say, fear. Baumia leading MPP no is not right now. It was a wrong timing. He's a nice gentleman, but only year. A coup for was any career. For Baumia than about 10 times, he's going to lose 10 times. At dear we are seeing with this voter turnout, it has created some animosity and hatred to Papa Niso. For him to redeem himself, or forget it. Now the vice president now when you know, you should make it as a cap. No, than in young couples, don't trade for no in S glacier. Maybe I say, Baumia, only Nanado, the way Papa Kufadu, 1 year Ghana for one buffalo. So, or coffee offer, and then Cobrel. Now, allow somebody, because after all, why enjoy 8 years being vice president? Coffee, call me, be a spectator. Now, or before from either Ken or Alan, anyone. Omoba, sir, 4 years, but we are age favor because he has an age favoring him. By 2032, that was my date that I put year made it also. By 2032, no, you will still qualify a young man now, sir, because at this age plus next 8 years, no, it's nothing for Baumia. So you and I know that's what come now and what there. You come now on your own, and you could ne peja osa. And we are 1, 2. Everyone na Ghana for sir, abufona na wo mu na mu buafu akufado a afete no. We have no refi. And say Ghana for refi as they will never vote for Mama. Sometimes you have to go back, do your homework, and come like a kakai. Come back like a kakai. It is all tear masamona. Now me confident to catch say me I'm being bitter. Some point ago, I don't want to use that word. Let's about to provoke the king, but let's put it somewhere. Or can say be that day, which is unacceptable, but politics it may manifest who dear. Set about me tears, some na make and not call ye brewer. If you and Mama all we need about we. Can't bet it here because now I know a couple of NDC, even NDC members, they were ready to vote for Ken. But for
the fact that there was no development. Would they have changed anything?
It was going to be a new face. And we know how Ken campaign. Ken was campaigning no border Kufuaduachi. The message that also they are looking like there's no tomorrow. He said it. Musari a strategist. Adiachi Namujna IMF. Or Kaya Kasen the Sika Crab Ubia. Or he mentioned your name, Samamanasi. These are key words I will use to know and resonating with Ghanaians. And Omka listen, this is the guy. At least he's able to stand and condemn his own party. But Omo cannot be here. Yes, Amasa. Akufuado whip them. Let's go. It became to a point, and then now no. Say almost Suma Kufuado. They are not serving Ghana. They are rather serving Akufuado. No better be Anuaka. It's a member of some sort of dictatorship leader. Yeah, no better a fana. It is a con room being Kikia and for or Richiami. Akuf came to a point Akuf also see himself like a tin god. Or Kasa, that's it. And then I know I'm about here. And now by my intelligence, and then I heard Sabaumia snub him on the phone.
Wow.
Oko consider speech, you know. Akuf tried to stop him not to go, and it's too early. Because some person me win here. Commission.
Hello, Jerry. Jerry, you know, point where you need to call you point.
Uncle commission me waha. You should have even allowed me to do those commission. At the 6 months to your term, no, if Akufo-Addo indeed won Bawumia to win, he should have just leave office and leave everything for Bawumia to control. It at least they may bring some sort of sympathy. You know, when you a little bit of sympathy vote. Not Ghana for so they are born. But what did Akufo-Addo did? On all commission, start to a win, you know, they're baby. Everything has to be Akufo-Addo. Sad no, yeah, and I bomb for Monday. Now, you can't a dollar sema obibu afu. You can't mom what is the economy? Dollar inflation is also another factor. Sticker bejina o kase dollar the spiritual. It is a say no. You come on pay that dollar this one. It makes people see you say you guys don't even know what you are doing. They say no. If you are here 2/3 in parliament to form a quorum, right? 2/3 no semi calculate per calculation from 275 members in parliament. 2/3 here, 160 or 170. 169. And a 2/3 of a former quorum of parliament. Says that 2/3 the crown mama chamo. It is yeah, it is our MPPs now. MPPs, you know, they are just going to waste taxpayers' money.
Well, Mahama has a major majority in parliament. There is nothing that anybody can do.
Right now, Mahama is a supreme leader. Yeka supreme leader. He said it and it's done. Mahama bet me sorry and ne or china catch say, you know what? Say Krano. My first 4 years now me buy you know. It was at Tamils. And I'm be uye na minya okonya na mje. I feel proud of my baby. On because okay, okay, you call referendum. With the way this vote we 10 years.
I know your constitutional interpretation issue of the constitution because I know the
referendum.
There be no referendum. Other can the call Supreme Court. The Supreme Court will just have to interpret the constitution. That's all.
Thank you. Because constitution. Yeah, constitution. It doesn't say or say now you were Juma year. You have man, they say, you have 12 so another 4 years. Right?
Everyone can say when you were doing the constitution here. Constitution only says that over 4 year 10 tenure, and you can contest again for another 4 year tenure. And yes, whether why you were doing or not, you can contest again.
You have time
and you are limited to only 2 terms. So that the aim will be that our constitution is that whether or not 8 years, no 2 terms na constitution canon. 2 terms at 12 so 4 years after 4 years. Or 4 years not to be a free power. No, somebody man. When you have 4 years to pay and now starting 8 years to 2 terms not all over again. That is where we need a constitutional interpretation. And the Supreme Court is the one that a man of 2 minutes or interpret the constitution.
And yeah, some judge follow up for your Michael steps. No more come Supreme Court no more.
Obi the court that can continue the court and the court threw the case out. They have to just start the case again. It has already gone to court.
It has already they tried it before.
Yes, wow. Somebody has tried it before for the.
Great. It's not me the manusi no. The American say, first of all, medals and the force. Say there be a kasa umuti. Yenuanom. Wow, if ya say Ghana, ma Bruno, or be brave democracy as anyhow it works. People should start voting based on issue, not party colors. So the party colors ben until the albebre. You know, okay, we give time to say Mama Abano one more thing. We know money trimunyane. No mama yet me beso me party. Ghana for say Mama no who turn the vote in the turn out in the buy. So yeah mistake. 104 years plans so no they impeaching. Ghana for near break. You know wabano bibia waka so obey biano. I pray say nyame man adwen na o man o kaye honhom. No fanya kana ni rain could be no share anything. You know, congrats.
Yeah, that's it, Papa Jay. Era Odro, I'm good evening, but now we move with the brain so that people can focus on the best.
Before I know how much you are.
Okay.
So where there? Your friend is saying, we and you say we are MPP for members and woman say na we mother. Then omunim. So we say, yeah, why him feel no? Your traditional ediso. Chia, baby, I don't know. I say, some funny debate to but who share the way and another see I should near mana. Why ma and name Ako wrong. I'm an MPP for no. But a penny for no more work training, you know, be a can and not to minim the entire as of come on to as a. Oh, come on. Who's a Ghana for any difficult how? I don't know. You know, we just show some kind, but okay, what too much.
But only inside it, let's not be conclusive because
yeah, but
inside no be empty.
I'm so Oma come on not too much. But me angasa me papa Kwampi and him say no yeah outspoken. The beer no yeah. So Obano Abekasa back home, but OBM, you know, but them the Abano more happy. To be honest with you, but Adebakwa manage and say me ankasa me ma me kwa 84 we grant for Marco Toma about me. I mean, about me I wouldn't know. I see Debbie. I was there, we didn't know. And I'm saying, okay, why are they? I didn't know to one. I was say, Nana no money ne imagine or to one. Until Baumia, Hanuman can resign the other. UK and Baumia is gone because we're failing totally. And there be about program. So I want to because Ghana has not created any wealth. Okay, what be the 8 years? One create any money for the entire country. What's Uncle Boka be brazen? There are two sebi. A mebruna or mobile. Be Tuasaka. So what you say? Inti Opeso been Sanko to Abama on a Sabe Boka no more Guana. I think say Ghana for any BA. Inti failure way no. Omunko dano munjun honomun sanfa and she chef from ra. Ubia and time me to about my NDC that mean to be my MPP so that but omunyina anko dano munjun honomun sam rebim. The me pese NDC 4 years say me mama ni 50 or so fast 50 or 60 ministers.
Yeah, okay, say 50 or say 50.
Okay. I think is more if you cry is more. Obetimi the bear 25 per hour in Ghana. And so the Akufa the bear which is 125 for no 120, you know. At least say scanner or best spending on ministers, you know. Obetimi the IABB na ama or man so akonanim. And in Puntua the be me driver for Aferi hospital honum. The Biana and Emmy, Yamitiko Jana me, Emmy Yazi, let me chucha photos. But Obano to me be completed hospital now. I believe Sammy Angasa, me Baba Ko Ghana, Marina Maybe school is here. Obesme Jabe Biaka Juma. Inti I am NDC for your Munya Juma. Empire Bama no.
I wanted to play you a Mahama victory speech and he just finished speaking, but Nana Abwakaza we are not men kohono. I don't know if one will do my microphone. Okay, do I name my feedback? Yeah. We okay, Pachoka saying you.
Oh, okay. Oh, so Mr. Good evening. 11:35 for UK.
Oh, okay. And I did some.
Okay. Already, me da sinu uju media udi ja why enlighten obi a adwen. All remain partial pa ma ja. Obi ehun say.
Partial. It's a waiting up on. I think you rather want to say impartial.
Yeah, me just say impartial and Pasameka. Impartial and Pasameka. Just a wait now, fin person and Pasameka.
Yeah, that's it.
In the first place, I can say, I can congratulate Mr. Excellency John Mama. We wish him well. Why are there? At the end of the day, you know, it's not easy. What do you say? To become Ghana president, you know, wow, many easy man. Why are the very soon? Congratulations. Now, ya commiserate Dr. Baumia, any NPP for any Nanado, and now Dr. Baumia, especially any white ones, so my idea. But I don't think anybody have to blame His Excellency Nanado. And easy because Nanado and support to Baumia, Fragber and Franconia. It will be a case Nanado and Baumia Simbia. Ebia ni jume di bi odi ye na ebia ankoye Ghana for there. Okay, politics there. Oya dan ya, utimi ye bibia. Ebi nkofo no kwa form na wo so pesa wo bo Ghana no. Bi be kwa bibi ma ba be feto. Ti na do there. Onye me hu se wa ye boni bia. Se ye yi ni pa ba ko se ombra no meka boni an na do ya. Me nya sure so bi betimi ka one word kra. Be ebia jume di bia ne hu.
And I be aka bi so otinti ahen for so mo so ni ade na wonte.
Oh, and they say, "Every fancy be around left for me. It'll be a mistake.
I know that
a mistake. It will be also a mistake.
Two times, or 10 for someone sorry, back on your bonus anthem, or someone sorry, back on Sokochian, and also sorry. I know people have said a lot of things. I know.
Obia a mistake. I just say, Obia a mistake. Tidipa de Obia be at least yes, you to be a channel. Well, I own the meta machine. And before my money, I'm happy. I mean, I'm not saying me boy. What I say because now I'm a dear chin. I'm a mid-series on baby who send queers and I'm because look, a game. Baku be winning, Baku be losing.